Okay, going to do that. I'm sending the signal over to the YouTube, and we're going to.
I'm posting the link now in chat. So
Okay, and there we go. We got it. Shut down that volume. So, and oh my, look at this. We've got people on the Imaginator there. Uh,
Woo-hoo!
let's see. We probably should put the Zoom link in. Let me do that. Oh, you did do that, Matt. Okay,
yeah, I've
good.
got it. I've got it.
Okay, you know how to pin that to the top just
Yep.
to make sure. Okay,
Yep. You
you're all over
guys,
it, dude.
we're
All
a
Look,
right.
team.
look
Teamwork makes the
look how
dream work.
pretty Linda is. Linda's just gorgeous today,
Oh,
man.
there we go. Oh, okay,
Oh,
Peter. Just
now
walk
I'm
right
telling.
in. You just ruined the view. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome, Imaginators.
Woohoo! The first one. This will be great, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Lisa. This is the Zoom link? It always asks for passcode. It should not if they're members. Remember, this is a members only uh,
Yeah,
group.
that's what you would post, right?
I think Lisa Marie's muted.
Yeah, she is. I don't. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and unmute.
Oh, only if I share it, Craig. Only if I go to Zoom or to YouTube, grab the link, and then I share it like a messenger, it always asks for a passcode.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It did Thursday night too. I
Mhm.
did the same thing and it
Hmm.
did that.
Lisa, Lisa, don't do that like that anymore.
Okay.
Find a different way to get in.
I think
Well,
No,
she's
I
sharing
can
it
I,
get
with
she's
in.
somebody
sharing it.
else, right?
Yeah.
I can get in just fine. It's the people that I'm sharing it with.
Well,
Hmm.
the thing is though, if for especially for Thursday nights and today, these are members only. So unless they are a member, they will not get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
It said
was. She
Oh,
is.
okay.
Melody just said in chat Lisa was helping me. So
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Hmm. I don't
Anyway,
we'll
I
know.
just
figure it
thought you
out.
should be
We're
aware.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
well, I appreciate it.
Let's figure that out, and we'll figure out how to get people on.
Exactly.
Welcome
So look,
everybody. Oh,
Hello, everyone.
how fun is this? Something brand new, something incredible, something creative,
Yes.
something to imaginate.
This is
So,
gonna this is gonna change every one of your guys' life so fast, so quick that yeah. I don't know if you guys see the
gentlemen,
post. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, gentlemen, take it away. I have nothing else to say. I am excited. I hope everybody else is excited with this. And I'm just okay. I know. I think I said the words yesterday. I'm just going to say I'm pickled tank at this whole concept.
Well, I am too. And I think this first video, what we can do is again just me really getting to you guys. And then I want to do a mastermind. So I love talking and allowing people to interact because I know that when we imaginate together, that imagination turns into something bigger. So this is not going to be me lecturing to you. All right. So the first thing that I know is to be an imaginator, you need to get connected. Okay. We talked about that. You got to get hardwired. Okay. So what I'm going to do is send this link to Craig, and I don't know how to teach people how to imaginate faster than showing them somebody else imaginating. So Craig, if you can see this link, you do your magic with that you do, and
Thank you.
let let's
Okay.
let's let's allow every person to watch this.
All right. Oh, yes, this one. Okay. All right. Hang on just a moment while I set that up. And okay, can everybody just see a black screen?
Correct.
Can see it.
All right. Beautiful. let's do this. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to do one slight thing. There it is. Oh, green. Now we got
Correct.
Can see
Okay,
it.
can everybody just see a black screen? Let's do this.
Correct.
Oh, wait a
Can
minute.
see it.
All right, beautiful. Got to do let's do this. Slight thing.
Pause
Oh,
it,
wait a
pause
minute.
it, pause it.
I forgot to
there's
do one
going on.
slight thing. Okay, hang on a second. Now we got
Correct.
Can see
Okay,
it.
can everybody see a black screen? Let's do
Oh,
this.
I know what's going
Correct.
on. Okay,
Can
hang
see
on.
it.
Can everybody just see a black screen? Let's do this.
Uh-oh.
Pause it, pause
see
it,
it.
pause it.
Beautiful. Let's do this. All right, hold on.
I was gonna say it's a fight to get into it sometimes.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, it was feedback loops.
Mhm.
One on top of the other.
Okay.
All right, now.
Craig, everyone give Craig a hand.
Woo! Thanks, Craig. Hey, you should see us without Craig here. How long it takes that.
If it
all
happens
right,
at
let's
all.
see. I'm making sure that everything. I've got 4 windows open with YouTube on it, and I got to make sure that certain ones are muted, which caused the feedback. All right. Now, let's try it one more time.
Wasn't supposed to happen.
The only song that's going in my head right now is Under Pressure. Dun, 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 dun. Dun,
Me and
dun,
me
dun,
and
dun,
me and
dun.
Craig were listening to the Sower's Tale song that I made before we got on here.
Awesome.
Because he hadn't heard it yet. And
Oh,
so
can you hear it at all or no?
no.
Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. Oh, I know what's going on. All
You're
right.
awesome, Craig. You got this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Walt Disney's Flowers and Trees won the very first Oscar for Best Animated Short back in 1932. Movie making has no shortage of visionaries, and this morning Jonathan Vigliotti introduces us to a filmmaker truly on the cutting edge.
It took the power of 150,000 computers and hundreds of artists to digitally animate scenes like this from Pixar's Elemental.
Good morning!
But mostly just 2 hands, glue, and scissors
Mommy, why won't Abuela play with me?
to bring the online hit film Gruff to life.
When somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? What's your response?
Don't you have a more interesting question? No, I'm kidding.
I do, I promise. I've got more.
Julian Curry is a master of a new kind of cinematic storytelling you've likely never seen before.
Who did all of the work?
I did.
He calls it paper puppeteering. Each character in Gruff is made using paper, first drawn on, painted, then cut out and glued together. It's a creative process he developed 3 years ago when first sketching his characters.
I ended up actually just cutting those out and starting to bend and manipulate them and seeing that they reacted really beautifully to the light. So I kind of stumbled into it being a puppet film because of that.
This puppet film took shape in a movie studio very close to Curry's Los Angeles home.
So this is the tiny single-car garage that all of Gruff was filmed out of.
Everything here is made out of paper.
Oh yeah, a lot of Amazon boxes
Oh my God.
used for this.
With the help of lights, a camera, magnets, and rods, Curry's paper was brought to life, not animated, but shot in live action, which was a lot of work.
So this is Hazel, and while she works great from the front, I can't put this character onto a motorcycle.
Yeah, not convincing.
So then it's a whole new skeleton, whole new face, and whole new design. It just looks better.
He uses almost no digital effects, mostly just removing the puppet's strings in editing. But the world he creates is full of details that make it convincing, like cutting out hundreds of leaves that go into a single photo on a wall.
This was for you a labor of
Love, 100%.
Gruff tells the story of a secret agent named Hazel,
Her favorite sound was applause.
who goes to great lengths to impress her emotionally distant father.
And the one she needed it from the most was her papa.
For Curry, it's art imitating part of his life.
Gruff was a short film that I wrote shortly after my father's passing. That was my way of kind of processing my relationship to my dad.
I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you, but I also see a photo behind you. Is that of your father?
That's my dad, yeah.
He looks exactly like the character in Gruff.
Much like Abuelo, Hazel's father, Curry said his own dad, who died from cancer in 2018, was a gruff man of few words.
The strong, silent type, loves Western movies, just the kind of person who never says the thing that you kind of want them to say in any given moment.
As the short film unfolds, father and child grow apart. Calls go unanswered.
It caught up to them.
Until a medical emergency brings them together. Capturing the emotion of this chemotherapy scene with just paper was the hardest part of production, Curry says.
Especially coming from an inanimate object, that's really, really tricky.
I can tell you at work, the emotion came through. There was a point when I was watching your film, I was in bed, and I immediately wanted to call my father. And it was too late, so I didn't. But and I regret it. I need to call him today.
The next morning, got to do it.
But
yeah.
I mean, all of that triggered by paper.
Then I did my job.
And the film has resonated, garnering 3 million views and thousands of comments in the first week of its release on YouTube this month. Unlike the film, though, Curry did not reconcile his differences with his father, but with paper, he created his Hollywood ending.
This film was my way of kind of writing a narrative that I didn't experience, which was spending more time with my dad as he was passing away, reconciling differences that we had. Everyone has a story, everyone has hurt, everyone has joy, and sometimes you just have to be next to them to understand that.
Some people don't say the things we want. And some people don't say much at all. But when you run from the quiet, you might miss what they've been saying all along.
What do you guys think? That movie was released on the 1st of March and already has, I think it's like, so I want to keep in the state, not teaching. So let's stay in the state here a second. And I'm going to click on this, let's close. All right. Okay, so can you guys see this okay?
Yes.
Okay, of course, the way I look at YouTube channels is I click on videos and then of course click the most popular. And this was released 8 days ago and it's got 3.5 million views. And it's got 9.5 minutes, right? Well, here's what's really funny is this was a year ago when he did this little short and did a GoFundMe. So he wants to do this full time. So he does this little, short. And then what he does is you click on the short.
This is a story about how to live with someone who doesn't outwardly
Can you hear that okay, Craig, or no?
Yes, we can.
All right.
Show their love. It's about how to love them back, even when that's really hard to do. I'm Julian Curry. I'm the writer, director, and sole animator on Gruff, a short film told entirely in paper that blends puppetry and digital compositing to create a fully practical animated film. This project is deeply personal to me, as it's kind of how I've been working through the loss of my dad and how I wish I would have loved him while he was around. So that's why I'm here. I'm asking you to help me take the time I need to finish this labor of love and eventually share it with you guys. Any support you offer will help me get closer to that finish line. Thank you in advance for your help and support. We'll see you in the credits.
We'll see you in the credits. Okay. So now we go to his GoFundMe page. Can you guys still see this?
Yeah, we still got it.
So he raised $35,000 by telling everybody that I would just love your help. I want to tell this story. So how many of you guys right now would like someone to give you $35,000 to make your dream come true? Your imagination come true. All right. You guys with me so far? So now we go back to his channel. And since that worked, Craig, so of course, what? Did someone say something?
That's okay. Somebody was unmuted, so no problem.
Oh, okay. So now you see the most of his subscribers came from that video. So now people are watching his other videos, and I just knew that this would touch Matt's heart, because all these other little videos that he has is him doing the process. So the people that are following him are watching him go 3 years and making all this process of all these scenes. So he built a following of people that gave him money, plus they followed him for 3 years in anticipation of this thing being released on March 1st. So what do you think that feels like, to have a lot of people not only throwing money at you, but also encouraging you to go on and just do it? Because see, everyone's imaginating with him because they want to, right? They want to be a part of something. So now if we go to the videos, let's take 9 minutes and watch. No, Craig, I know you got it down, so let me let you do it.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta stop sharing. You guys are hearing me do the same thing, right? Oh, by the way, and this thing, this was showed this morning. So I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, here we
Craig.
go. Give me a quick second. Okay, there we go. Full screen. And we should be able to do that.
Rugged, unyielding, and impenetrable. These are the good people of Olden Town, hewn from the harshness of an unforgiving land and less forgiving times. They are Gruff. Previously on Gruff. Trapped in the clutches of the bandit pistolero, darling Bonita awaits rescue, while the people of Olden Town plead with their fearless protector for hope.
All this quiet quiet and brooding ain't bringing our Bonita back. We need a plan.
Now, don't you worry, little miss. Elmore's more the strong, silent type. Lets the guns do the talking.
But in their moment of need, El Mayor did the unthinkable, the unpredictable, the absolutely unexpected, and addressed the people of Olden Town.
I will
Good
meet
morning!
the people, but I must...
This is for you.
Pretty, and this lousy town. That ought to wake him up.
Oh, my arm will find a way to rescue me.
I can tell the measure of a man by the sling of his slang. And Elmire ain't got any slang.
Yeah.
Bo, breakfast.
Mommy, why won't Abuela play with me?
Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a super spy who wasn't scared of anything, but hated quiet. So she found ways to fill it. But her favorite sound was applause. And the one she needed it from the most
And impenetrable. These are the good
was her
people
papa.
of the town, hewn from the harshness of an unforgiving land, and less forgiving time.
That's as close as it got.
They are gruff.
So the super spy lived louder and louder. Just so her favorite person would say a little more than. But he didn't. So they talked less. And less. Till one day, all that quiet, it caught up to them.
East, if we can take a look at the touchdown, will away.
This is people of Olden Town stand behind their protector, waiting for his word.
I see you ain't got my gold. So what'll it be by your pistola fight? Or the old silent treatment?
I vow to lay down my arms forever for the return of this innocent.
I ain't got the words. The great mayor without pistolas? Lieutenant, we want any money.
I have mi pueblo, mi familia, and they are strong in ways I am.
After that, the quiet didn't seem so quiet. In fact, it never seemed fuller. Some people don't say the things we want. And some people don't say much at all. when you run from the quiet, you might miss what they've been saying all along.
What was the dad saying to the super spy?
Some things don't have words, so we have to be close enough to feel them.
Think again, senorita. I can tell the measure of a man by the sling of his slang. And El Mayor ain't got any slang to sling.
Mama says the measure of a man's in his doing, not his saying.
Anybody says sayings don't matter. Ain't got nothing to matter worth saying. Now, hush. And we'll be wiping the map in a month.
I have mi pueblo, mi familia, and they are strong in ways I am not. In ways you have yet to witness.
That'll do it.
I don't know what I'd do without El Mayor.
Neither do I, Bonita. We're lucky he looks out for us.
And I always will.
Let it keep playing, Craig.
That's what I figured.
Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to talk after that. Um, welcome to Imaginator. Welcome to Imaginator. The reason that we don't know how to imaginate is because of that stupid voice we have in our head saying that we don't know how. We don't know how. So hearing people talk about that, you got to have clarity of goals. You got to have 3, 6, 9 months, 5-year, 10-year goals. That you have to visualize. You got to visualize. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you visualizing? Because we feel that we're doing it wrong. You guys, imagination and being imaginator has nothing to do with the ability of your eyes seeing something. So we go, oh my God, I'm trying to visualize, I suck at this and I suck at goals and you know what? I suck at everything. Is so being an imaginator is happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you don't realize it. See, my opinion is that people constantly keep thinking they're doing everything wrong. I'm doing my gratitude wrong. I'm doing my appreciation wrong. I'm doing everything wrong. Have any of you ever felt that, you know, I don't think I know how to love? Sometimes I have thoughts that are pretty disturbing. So while everybody else is showing a short commercial that you should donate to something, and you look at it and go, yeah, that ain't working for me. There's got to be something really effing wrong with me. Because I want to control scenarios and events, and that doesn't work. And then I need to control people. God dang it, I need my spouse to do the right stuff. I need my children to do the right stuff. I need friends to do the right stuff. I don't know why everyone's constantly doing the wrong shit. My downline's not doing the right thing. People are not subscribing. Why aren't people sharing my videos? Why aren't people commenting on my videos? Honestly, what's wrong with fucking everybody? So we can't control events or situations like freaking government. The world's going to end anyway. The world's going to end anyway. And if it doesn't end, you know, this next person that gets elected, they're going to ruin it all. Oh my God. Why doesn't someone stand up against the evil of these people getting elected? So if we can't control situations or events, and we can't control people, we can't get our children to do what they're supposed to do. We can't get the people that we love. We can't get our friends. They can't do anything, right? So then what we need to do is, oh, I get it. It's not getting control over people. Okay, I never thought about that. I never thought about, okay, I'm going to control my thoughts. Holy shit, that ain't working. And these thoughts that I have bring up emotions. Oh my God, I can't control emotions. I've seen people wiping their eyes, people muting their screen. It's like I can't allow people to see me sobbing like this. You know what I mean? Because oh my God. Oh my God, when I can't control event situations, I can't control people. I can't control my thoughts or my emotions. Holy shit. I'm out of control. I'm freaking out of control because the way things are supposed to be is the way I imagine them to be. And the imagination that I'm creating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's nothing's measuring up. Everything, all the people, everyone close to me, no one's doing what I imagine they should do. What an awful place to live. Give me a wave or a tear or something if this is resonating at all for you. So we all know these things, right? Don't we know these things? Just, like everything's thoughts. Don't we know that everything is thoughts? Then if everything is thoughts, why are we having so many bad ones? When you imaginate, have you ever watched someone talking live in front of you or on TV and you just go, that person's lying, man. That is a lying person right there. I don't know what it is, but wait a minute. Don't we all know that we only have five senses, right? You guys know what the five senses are, right? We got, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss any here. So what are the five senses? Smell, see, touch, taste, hear, right? So we got five senses that allow us to connect with the world, right? Are there more? Are there other senses? If you go to Google or AI and put in how many senses are there, they say, well, and some people argue it's between 21 and 22. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Well, there's this thing called memory. Do you guys see these people that go, the first picture of the Eiffel Tower? Oh, that was done on a Wednesday. It was July, and I think that was 1804. Do you guys see people that one time, crazy, I went to court and the bailiff was introducing himself to everyone, right? And must have been 30 people in the room. All rise. The judge came in. Judge sat down. Judge smiles on his face and goes, Greg, go ahead. And he goes, okay. Craig, Matthew, Mike, Santa, Sandy, Peter, Linda, Lisa Marie, Coach Curtis, Arthur, James, Rebecca, Dee Dee, Rochelle, Coach Bob, Jody, John Tier, Mary Valchek, Doctor, Melody, Peter, Kelly, Kai, Mary, Debbie, Vanessa. I think I said Kelly. I think that was all of them. And everyone looked at him like, boy, if this guy shows up in court and says, I know what color their car is and how fast they were going, and this was their license plates, you're in trouble. So how many of you have been impressed with people that have better memory and retention than you do? So wait a minute. There is a sense that other people are not talking about. How about intuition? Have anyone ever experienced intuition? They tell little girls, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Some people say trust your heart. What if you don't know what that means? What if you don't know the concept or the definition of that? We all know there's perception, right? And so you really can't have a communications about anything today without someone else having a perception of the exact opposite thoughts and beliefs and emotions that you have. So I was sharing this with my wife, Terry, and I said, you guys have heard me say this before, but my wife is so brutally honest. And it's the thing that I love most about her, that the inside joke for us, and you guys have heard it before, There's only one perfect driver in the world. And that's my wife. So if you guys say you are, I'm telling you, don't tell my wife this, right? Because there's only two groups of people. People that need to get out of the effing way, people that need to speed up more, people that need to use their turn signal, right? And then the other group of people that fly by her like she's sitting still. See, these guys are all effing idiots. And that person's an effing maniac. Are you guys following me? It's like, it's okay for Terry to, ride on someone's bumper until they get out of the way. But you can't do that to her. How many people are following me right now? Okay. So do people react and think that some things are funny and other people that's not funny? Listen, it was a joke. Yeah, so we're going to make sure you don't have a career anymore because what we feel or think is funny is not funny. No, I meant it as a joke. Doesn't matter. You no longer have a job. How many people are getting this? Right? When you're watching TV or watching a movie, don't you find it very, very interesting that if someone is doing something emotional in the movie, that it's either too much or too little? So, you know how many people have gone to prison because the people that are perceiving them say, I mean, the first time I seen them and told them that their spouse was dead, they did not react the right way. Because when you're watching someone react to trauma, they're either over the top or they're not enough. Would that be like the perfect driver? So when you're consistently complaining about everything in the world, is because it's uniquely not you. So I Googled this up before I did this, and I said, what's the percentage of DNA that's different in all 8 billion people? And do you guys know that our DNA is exactly the same, 99.9%? Google it and AI it. So that means everyone that watches this video live or recorded, we're only 0.01% unique. But man, that uniqueness is very unique. Because by your DNA, by the way your irises look on your eyes, by your fingerprints, by your blood, everything that you have is not like anybody else in the world. Would this include thought, senses, emotions? How many emotions are there? I think there's words that I hear today that I didn't hear when I was younger, because it's someone trying to explain what their emotions feel like. That's why you got these different groups of people going, oh, God, I suffer from, man, you ready? I've been diagnosed. Let me go over all the stuff that I have. I have ADHD, ADD. I have anxiety. I have I'm bipolar. I'm quadpolar. I'm on the spectrum. What if I said this to you guys? If we're all 0.01% different, aren't we all on the spectrum? Wow. And so we all not only have different definitions of words, and we're trying to communicate to others and to ourselves, and we're all trying to figure this out with not an owner's manual. And we all have different thoughts of words like love, hate, joy. And we're trying to understand the world, and we don't understand why the world's so messed up, and why, our spouses could do better, our children could do better, everyone could do better. Am I missing anybody here? And so every one of us look at these emotions, which this is all there are. Or are some of you like senses going, maybe there is different feelings? And the reason that, I look at this, and do you guys see any ones that you've experienced that aren't on this list? Do some people have trauma? Does anybody have flight? Want to run away? Which one of these emotions are? How about avoidance? Does anybody just want to avoid things? Yeah. And I thought, when I teach people how to be imaginators, what if they actually create all the things that they want to create, and they use their own perspective on the things that they create to make them mean different things, to make their life exactly the way they want it? So when I read things like in Science of Getting Rich, and it said, the people that have life to its full extent are creators, not competitors. That was an aha moment for me, because I spent most of my imagination trying to figure out how to be like everybody else instead of myself. Took zero time to try to figure out who I am or what I want to imaginate the wonderful becoming that I could be. Are you guys getting this? So then when you think of other ones, like, isn't it amazing that people just have willpower? That's covered in the Science of Getting Rich. Why is it that just some people go, you know what we ought to do? What? We should do this. Man, that's a great idea. Yeah. Curtis, get your jacket. You want to bring your boy? No, listen, we were talking about doing this. No, we're going to go do it. Hang on. Hang on. No, why is it there's these groups of people that are just bam, 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 bam? So you look at Richard Branson, and he owns an island, and he's surfing with models, air surfing with models. And he's got all these companies that all do hundreds of millions of dollars. And there's other people that go, I'm pissed off because I get up every day and I'm doing nothing toward my imagination. I'm not like Robert. I'm not like Richard Branson. I'm not like Matt. You're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be yourself. You shouldn't do anything unless it comes from your own imagination. And when you start doing that, imaginate, like I've said before, well, I got to finish this part. So the will, the intuition, the memory. How about reasoning? Do you guys see people that just seem to handle every problem like it's not a problem? Like they look at everything as, wow, where's the opportunity in that? So, oh my God, everyone's going to die of COVID. We need to market the mask. We need to market hand gel. We need to market respirators. Why is there always this group of people that, oh my God, the world's going to end? You know what? We should come up. Let's Let's sell bomb shelters. Let's sell prep food. Let's sell generators. What are these people that are imagining that the world's going to end? What can we create for these people? How'd you get that personal jet? Selling dry food to preppers. What? Oh my God. If you listen to these people, man, they have an imagination. They watched a webinar where there was a person behind the screen, behind the curtain, and he was talking. Oh, you mean Wizard of Oz? No, no. This was John F.K., you know, the president that got assassinated. He's not really dead. But if he showed his face, then he would get killed again. No, I mean, killed the next time. And so he's behind this curtain. Have any one of you watched someone imaginate in front of your face, just like this video I showed you? And you go, wow, whack job, whack job. This person's out there. But how do you feel when you see someone that does this? I think I'm going to take my own life. Why? No one cares. I feel bad all the time, constantly depressed. I'm so fucking lonely. Oh my God, I can't tell you how lonely I am. No one cares about me. I'm not enough. The thoughts that I have go through my head, no one should have these thoughts. I really, truly would be better off not living anymore. So you got the crazy people, and then you got the people that you wish you could just love up on them and give them a hug and say, hey, listen, I've been here. You know what I mean? I think everyone's been there. But you know, it can get better. You know, this too will pass. You know, we got to get you, you know, connected. You know, I want to hang around you. I don't want you to be alone. Isn't there something instinctively inside people that want to help other people that are not doing very well? I don't know how to do something. Can you help me do this? I'm lost. I need directions. Do you know of a nice restaurant? Why, when someone asks us to help them, if we can, we immediately feel like we should do it? Now, that's not everybody, right? So out of all the senses, what about the sense of imagination? So the people out there that have read a lot of books and Science of Getting Rich, and you know, they all talk about this, you know, this other person, this energy out there that helps some people, and you know, me, I'm just going to call it the Imaginator. I haven't found anybody that has a problem with the Imaginator using their imagination to create me. But for those that disagree, they use their imagination. Listen, I imaginate that they're not here. Why is it so important for you to convert me? Don't you know that you're 0.1% different than every human on the planet? And it's okay for you to imaginate that as something else. Whatever empowers you, whatever allows you to imaginate. So if you believe that something blew up, and from this dust of this Big Bang thing, that everything is random and it happened by accident, and now you are just very, very special, and it allows you to imaginate and create whatever you want. Awesome. Is your imagination and your imaginating, does that make people smile? Does that make people feel good? Does that make people gather around you because you want to make them laugh? Are you using your imagination power as being an imaginator to actually help other people feel different than what they feel right now? Yeah, but this other person tells you how they imaginate. What if you looked at everyone and go, it's obvious that you're not the same as me, and it's obvious that you don't think my way, you don't emotion my way, you don't imaginate my way, and that's okay. See, that would be an incredible world, wouldn't it? Instead of complaining and judging people and saying you're not like this, you're not like this, you know. So the other thing is I wanted to cover just a couple of things quick here, and then we're going to open it up. So if we can imaginate anything that we want, that wonderful becoming, we become what we imaginate. And we become an imaginator when it happens. What if you've created that for yourself already? Because in The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, he goes, people just don't get what the strangest secret is. The strangest secret is we become what we think about the most. And we go into our complex mind and go, it's definitely more than that. That's too simple. That's too simple. What I think about the most becomes, I don't want to get in trouble. I better do what I told. Don't speak unless spoken to. Or did you feel like the little girl in that skit? No one loves me enough. No one cares for me enough. No one helps me. No one cares. Because none of the people in our life did what we expected them to do. And it wouldn't make a difference if they did it. Have you guys ever heard this? I'm pissed off at you because you didn't apologize to me. You hurt my feelings. Oh my God, I didn't know that I did that. I'm very, very sorry. Please forgive me. Nah, forget it. What's wrong? Well, you didn't apologize, right? Listen, there's no way that I can express to you that hurting you is not my imagination. I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't want it to happen. If I knew that it would happen, I would definitely not do it. I would make different choices not to hurt you. Now you're just making shit up now. So then you end up on Dr. Phil. And when you end up on Dr. Phil or Jerry Springer, and you tell, hey, why are we here? Well, because he or she doesn't listen to me. And they hurt me all the time. And they won't apologize. And the person is sitting across going, I did apologize. And Dr. Phil looks at him and goes, did they apologize? Yeah, but they did it wrong. And so, no, has any one of you ever been around a person that you'd just rather not be around? But the world tells you, come on, man, they're blood. They're blood. You can't dish family. Listen, you have no idea what this person did to me when I was young. Yeah, but just get over it. It doesn't make a difference what they did to you. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. You made it up in your mind. Hi, cutie. Yeah, but it's my mind. Well, you shouldn't feel that way. You're wrong. I imaginated this. This is exactly the way it is. This is my story, and I can't change it. There's no way that you could give me a different perception or a different belief or a different thought than this, because this happened to me. And for that reason, that's why I'm stuck. So what if I told you, first of all, that you're imagining everything that's ever happened to you? So you can't do it wrong. You can use your superpowers in the wrong way to make you think different because you're in a wrong state and you think negative stuff about everything, including yourselves. And you can totally destroy your imagination, your will, your perception, your intuition, your ability to reason, and your memory. Hi, I'm Robert. I'm bad at names. I'm bad at names. Let me just use words and just destroy my imagination, will, perception, intuition, reason, and memory, and all the other emotions. So, do you find it interesting that we don't really know how many senses we have? We really don't know how many emotions we have. And we sure in the hell don't know how many thoughts we have. And we're trying to be the best person that we can be. So what if it's not your fault? What if no one ever took the time to explain to you how to imagine, how to imaginate, how to do it for yourself? Because when you do it, all these things kick in. Your imagination kicks in because we become a product of our environment. And if I'm spending all my time watching people that are imaginating, this would be called living, and the things that I'm watching make me feel bad things. Someone will say, hey, Robert, you should check out this video. Remember when the terrorists were going crazy and they caught these people and they burned them in cages and they took a machete and cut their head off? I'm going, I do not need that in here. I don't need that in here. No thanks. Is there a part of you going, wow, maybe I could click on it and watch it a little bit? I don't know. But what if every day you guys want to know why I imaginate is because I'm constantly watching stuff like I showed you at the beginning of this video. I look for miracles. I attract things that show people imaginate. Last night I watched MMA and watched a young kid defend his world championship, and he's got his hair dyed like it looks like clown hair. Got tattoos all over him. His name is Sean O'Malley. And he said, wow, Conor McGregor can change his life and do anything he wants and get money out of his way. Yeah. By just being himself and working hard on his imagination of him knocking out a person in a couple of seconds to become a world champion. If Connor can imaginate that, why can't I imagine that? Imaginate that. And so when these people step into the ring and tell you what they're going to do, and they do it exactly the way they said they're going to do. See, sometimes you see people that you can tell they're in imagination and they created their own imagination of what's going to happen. And then other people just show up and they're just being tossed to and fro. They have no imagination. So then the world that has imagination, commercials, media, propaganda. See, these people want clicks. These people want your eyeballs. And they understand all the emotions and all the senses that people really have. And they use them to jerk you around like a puppet. And so you got all these strings. We just watched a movie where this guy just made sure you couldn't see the strings on puppets that he created by cutting out stuff. And I know what was going through Matt's heart. He was going, this poor guy spent 3 years creating a 9-minute video, 9.5-minute video that tells a story where everyone's sharing it to everyone. Oh my God. It's like, Matt will enter a contest 15th on the 15th. He said 16th the other day. I think he should do it a day before everybody else that procrastinates does it. Just do it a day early, man. But just a couple more things that I need to cover because I got them all written down here. So I just want to scan this. Okay. So are we imaginating when we're worrying? We are. Oh my God, if this happens, and oh my God, if this happens, and this will happen. And oh my God, when this and this and this happens, that's going to happen. Have anyone ever thought about getting married? I think they're pretty good at imagination because they tell little girls from the time that they're little that they need to be princesses, that you want to make sure that you find a way to grow up and look for the knight in shining armor. They can create a reality show around bridezillas because everything that's happening for them is not the way they imagined. The cater screwed up. The guy said the wrong thing. The DJ played the wrong music. How many people know what I'm talking about? It's like Bridezillas ends up being a reality show because we all watch people over imagine about things that they expect to happen. And when they don't, I need to flip a table over. I need to get into drama. I need to really do some things, right? So how do you do this? The way you imaginate is watching other people imaginate. You watch other people create the life that they want. And I would suggest that it should be around something that gives you joy. So if you don't imagine watching people imagine themselves winning a race, I enjoy that. I love watching anyone like Caitlin Clark breaking the record. By the way, she broke another record. She now beat Stephen Curry's 3-point record. So he's now the #1 3-point scorer in the NBA. So, I think she's on the right track when she starts breaking records of people that are in the NBA Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? And so I already brought this up too. Don't you guys like that? You've heard it. There was a scientist a mathematician that figured this out. But when you really grasp that you being alive today is a 1 in 400 trillion chance, and that you're unique by 0.01 of anybody else in the world. No one else shares your DNA. Do you know identical twins don't share DNA? Have you guys met identical twins? And they're radically different. Radically different. So that's why this book, again, told a story through imagination to get you to imagine. And the reason to read chapter 9 over and over again is to do nothing but to get you to believe in your own imagination. Do other books do that? Yeah. Do other songs do that? Yeah. So be very conscious when you're watching a movie or listening to a song that it's all about really putting garbage in instead of garbage out, right? So if you're watching things of people imagining not good things, that's why you got to trust that feeling and that intuition. It's like, I don't know if watching all these reality shows are really doing good for me. Because what they do is they make you realize that you're okay just being you. Well, at least I'm not that kind of idiot. At least I'm not flipping tables. At least, I'm not trying to figure out how to put my body parts out there for the world to see. See, it's like, again, aren't we imagining that we just don't want to be like them? At least I'm not that bad. At least I'm not a hoarder. You know what I mean? Oh my God, did you see this person? They hoard everything. Well, you're a hoarder. No, I'm not. Just like I'm the best driver. Okay. And so we do this again by learning to change our state. And the way that you change your state is by watching and absorbing things that imaginate in a positive way. So in watching that little clip that came out today on Sunday morning was a creation of mine. Because when I got the whisper of unlimited wisdom for me was wisdom that I can share with people where people go, oh my God, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. I guess I can imagine things. And what people don't understand is they think they're doing it wrong. When if you thought last night like I did, wow, started Unlimited Wisdom. It's going to be a nonprofit in like 2 days. Come up with a name called Imaginator. Show people how to be imaginators, because when they learn to be imaginators, they'll inspire other people. And because we really don't know what it is, instead of teaching people how to imaginate and absorb positive imagination, we try to teach them shit. Because when you walk up to someone that has done something correctly, that you admire, that you imaginate you would like to have a relationship like that, we all do this, don't we? Oh, Rebecca, when I see you and Dee, oh my God, when I see Peter and Linda, these guys stop kissing each other. Jeez. What is that called? Public affection.
PDA.
PDA.
Public display of affection.
Oh, it's so everyone's watching them, and there's three thoughts. Man, these two love each other so much. They watch these sessions in their bed. It's like, what? I don't even know what's going on below that line. They probably don't have anything from their waist down, and they're just but the imagination goes, that's a little too much. To ah, oh my God, that's so sweet. And every imagination in between. Yes or yes. So Lisa Marie comes on here, and like me, sometimes she gets a little emotional. Yes. Oh my God. Here's this lady. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, she needs to get her shit together. Jesus Christ. How many times can Robert tell her to love herself and love other people? Why can't she hear that? I don't know, because we could probably take the time to find out what you're doing wrong. Because, see, Lisa's either not emotional enough or she's too emotional. Because she's 0.01 fucking Lisa Marie Cook. There's no one like her. There's no one ever going to be like her. No one's going to feel like her. No one's going to think like her. And she just has to continue to believe in herself and imagine herself as never ever thinking anything's wrong ever. What is wrong with these unrealistic people, you guys? What is wrong with all these unrealistic people? You know, Robert talks about this stuff, and it looks like some of it rubbed off on Matt a little bit. And I guess Craig seems to be pretty upbeat. But I pretty much believe that these guys created their own little world that they hang out with. And don't they know that no one's like them? Yeah, no one is like them. What are you like? So, how many of you have heard of the placebo effect? Everything I'm sharing with you guys, please, please, please research it on your own. So, a placebo effect is something that people experience by imagining that they're taking the right drug. Okay. So, to prove that a drug works, they give 50% of the patients the drug, monitor the side effects, see if they do better. And then the other ones, they give them, I don't know if it's a sugar pill, Arthur, but it's something that has nothing to do. I think nowadays they would put something else in there, maybe make it a colored tablet and just don't put anything in there. Right? And so they give these people that to prove it, and then something miraculously happens. A percentage of the people that got the not the medication get better results than the people that got it. Did you hear me correctly? Look it up. So there's a group of people that imagine oh my God, I've been struggling with this my whole life. No doctor can tell me what to do. They came up with a medication that they can give me and everything will be okay. And I'm so happy I'm the one that got the right one. And so they experience miracles and they experience even better results than the people that got the medication. But then there's something bad that happens. You guys know the bad thing, right? Is the day that they get the news, hey, you weren't on the medication. Oh, now I can go right back to where I was. So placebo effect is measured by percentage. And it used to be 12%. I don't know what it is anymore. But don't you guys find it interesting that when I had 758,000 people in my group and 2.6 million customers, you know what I used to tell people all the time? What's 10% of 758,000? And they go, 75,800. I go, don't you guys find it interesting that I'm giving people a product and it's in coffee and 75,800 people are living the best life they ever lived because they believe that this is the best coffee ever? How many people do you know you've changed their lives? So when I imaginate with people and tell them, wouldn't it be neat if you could actually use compounding, which, according to Albert Einstein, is the eighth wonder of the world? And either people believe that everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle, and that imagination is better than knowledge. See, when some of the smartest people on the planet are so in touch with themselves that they're just open with you and say, I really don't know how you can get this magic. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I won the lottery. I did imagine what I would do with the lottery. Wait a minute, what'd you say? Oh, when I win the lottery, this is what I'm spending it on. Wait, how do you know that? I know that. I know I'm getting out of debt. I'm getting a new car. I'm getting my spouse a new car. I'm getting a new home. They got a whole reality show of this guy showing people that won the lottery their homes. Built a whole reality show around it. So when are you going to believe that you're an imaginator? And when are you going to believe in your imagination powers and realize that you've been using them your entire life and that you're unique and no one has your powers? But when you utilize your powers and you know that they have them, then you got that magic that a lot of people can't figure out what I have. Because I know that I'll find millions of people that will buy this perception that I'm sharing. No doubt. And I know that we're going to launch videos that are going to make you feel like the one that you've seen. And they're going to get millions of views and millions of people are going to share them. So to think that this kid worked 3 years to launch this on March 1st, and then someone already seen it on YouTube, and they did a show about it so it could be on this morning, Sunday. See, I imagine that if that happened for somebody else, it can happen for me. And I don't know what you guys are listening to when you constantly imagine, not me, I'm not that good. I'm really, really, really good at lying to myself is what I'm good at. Really? Yeah, I imaginate it. From the second that I get up, I imaginate it in my dreams. I imagine the second that I get up, same crap, different day. I pretty much know that my boss is going to suck, and so do my coworkers. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get up. I'm not going to know what I did, but I'm sure the people that I love are going to be yelling at me. You forgot this, you didn't do this, what the hell's wrong with you? And I know that I'm never enough, and I know that I'm not worthy, and I know that I'm not pretty and or handsome, and I know that my voice sounds stupid. Yeah, I'm using my imagination 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's all coming true. It's all coming true. So so if people can imagine winning the lottery, one day I met a guy, and this guy said to me, Robert, you're really, really good at fixing things. Really? Yeah. Did you fix that motorcycle? Did you fix that snowmobile? Did you fix those bikes? I did. You know what? You would make a great mechanic. But the world won't recognize you, so you should go to a trade school and get a degree saying that you're a good mechanic. I said, okay. I didn't say I'm dyslexic. I'm special. I'm not good in school. No, someone else told me that I was good at something. So then when I went to college, I got straight A's. How do you get straight A's and get on the dean's list in college? Because I imagined doing that. So my imagination introduced me to people like Kevin Preby. And Kevin Preby was told that he had to go to auto mechanics school because he's going to take over his father and his grandfather's farm. And they told him to inherit the farm that he had to go learn how to be mechanical. He was a valedictorian of his high school, and he didn't have a mechanical or a common sense bone in his body. So we met each other, and he was going, wow, you seem like this is just simple for you. I go, it is. And he goes, would you help me? And I go, I sure will. And he got an A in mechanics because I showed him how to do it. I showed him how to do everything. And when it came down to the final of this course, this professor, Bitz, that made a big difference in my life. He goes, Robert, I know what you're doing. And I go, what do you mean? And he's going, you're just cutting the diagrams out of the book, and you're not even blueprinting it for machining. I go, well, I measured them, and it's the same. Why should I measure it all out when you got a sketch there? And I can cut it out and just lay it on the metal, hit all the parts, and make it. He goes, average people don't think that way. He goes, you need to do it the way that I shared you just for me. I go, well, it'll take me longer. And he goes, I didn't say you needed to do it for you. I said that you need to do it for me. I need to know that you know how to do this. And I went, why? And he said, why are you helping Kevin? Don't deny it. I know you're helping Kevin. But you're doing the work for Kevin. You need to teach him how you do it. And he says, if you'll do that on the final, I'll pass him too. I said, done. You know what Kevin did for me? He went into every course that I sucked at. English, writing, all the courses that I didn't want to go to. And he walked in there and he took my ID and he took the final test for me. So I passed all the other courses. Yeah. I imaginated that. Well, some of you are judging me right now. You're a cheater. No, I wanted a desired outcome and I imagined it and I created it. So then when I get hurt as a mechanic, I met somebody else that was an imaginator. You guys are not going to believe this, but this fricking guy, he made $62,000 last month. I want to meet him. He's only a few years older than me. And I look at him and I go, how'd you make 62 grand? He goes, Robert, I got 30,000 people responsible for my income. I don't understand. Well, I help them imaginate. They want to create things in their life. So they became a part of this program. Can I do that? You don't have to. You just have to put them in front of me. I will make them imaginate. I will get them emotional. They'll get in and start introducing us to people. Got it. So all I got to do is all day, every day, imaginate how better my life is going to be in every way, and then go out there and excite other people to imaginate and put them in front of you, and you can tell them a story and make them imaginate so they can believe that they can do it. Yeah. What is everybody else in the world teaching? Everything but what I'm talking about. Hey, you just got to do the calls, got to go through the nose. You know, I've even said this word. You just got to be a professional sorter. So you guys got to forgive me for doing everything that I understood in the past. on how to teach you and coach you on how to do something. Because I was only guessing. I've been bold enough with my inner circle to tell people, they go, wow, Robert, you made 4.8 million. That's $800,000 a year for 6 years in a row. How'd you do that? I imaginated it. No. What script did you use? I imaginated it. How do you imaginate it? Well, to be a super, you need to do 1 million in volume. And so to do 1 million in volume, I thought that if everyone got in, with 100 in volume, if I took 1 million in volume, that I would just divide that by 100. I need to find 10,000 people that want to imaginate a better lifestyle. They want to learn how to monetize their life. And then the world created YouTube. And it's still about compounding. It's like, can any one of you guys imagine looking at your YouTube channel and you got 100,000 subscribers and they send you a plaque, and out of the 100,000 subscribers, only 1% are paying monthly for a subscription to just be a part of a community of people that inspire each other to imaginate? Did you guys see how many subscribers was on that guy's YouTube channel? So we say that we don't have anything to sell. But how do you quiet a kid down? Anybody have young kids? Same way that my non-existent people that took care of me did. They stuck me in front of cartoons. What is that cable guy with Jim Carrey? Says, I got to kill the babysitter. I got to kill the babysitter. Video games. Yeah, that has absolutely nothing to do with imagination. YouTube. Wouldn't it be cool if people could just record a video and put it online for everyone to see? What? So, 3 Imaginators. Guys know the story? Look it up. 3 Imaginators that created YouTube. When things were getting rough and they needed more money for more server space because they had needed more money for more bandwidth, one of the fathers of one of the Imaginators told him, I've been taking care of you my whole life. If you don't stop this bullshit and go to school and get a degree, I'm cutting you off. And you need to make that decision right now. So he went to the other 2 Imaginators and said, I don't want to be caught off. I'm scared. Dad says I need to go to school to become a doctor. And so that's what I'm going to do. You guys can have it. I'm done. I can't participate. A couple years later, Google buys them for $6 billion. Ouch. Not only buys it, but these guys are smart like Warren Buffett. We want to buy your company for $6 billion. Oh, there's another thing. Go ahead. We want you guys to use your imagination. You still work for the company. We'll give you all the resources that you need. Hang on. You want to give us $6 billion, and then you want to continue to hire us and give us benefits to continue to run the dream that we had? Yeah, you got a problem with that? Sure don't. Sure don't. So that's what Warren Buffett does. He finds people that have great ideas and just buys the company and lets them keep doing what they're doing. You guys liking this stuff? So when you get your imagination in the right place, then you got to believe that that imagination is going to bring you the resources, all of them, the money, the people, the tech stuff, everything. And the only way that you can destroy that is, listen closely, is getting distracted from the imagination that gives you the most joy, and you start messing it up. Well, maybe we could do this, and maybe we could do this. And not only could I love what that kid said that I heard, I don't remember where I heard this today. I heard it from that kid. He said that he got sick and tired of trying to figure out the changing algorithms on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So he said, I just thought I'd focus everything on my creation of creating this movie and put it on YouTube. So that guy that came up with that movie that you just seen, he tried to build an audience on other social medias and gave up and just decided to create that movie. Imagine, create the trailer, show the process, launch the movie. After it showed up on, I'm glad that I think Arthur put in here 1.3 million subscribers. What do you think is going to happen in a few weeks when everybody starts watching CBS Sunday Morning and people start sharing that inspiration and that imagination, just like I shared it with you guys? See, there's two groups of people. One group of people will make sure that other people see that other video, and other people are just not part of the Imaginator group, and they won't share anything with anybody. But I know if I can get people to imaginate and become Imaginators, then your goal in life is to help other people learn to imaginate. And when that person starts to imaginate and changes every area of their life, now you're an Imaginator, and now you're using what some people don't understand. The people that you help, make sure that you'll never have to worry about anything in your life. So by helping other people imaginate, teaches us how to imaginate, because we don't do it for ourselves. So my mentor said, hey, Robert, what's your magic number? 3,800. Why 3,800? Well, if I don't pay rent and pay my car payment and turn on my electricity, I'm done. So you need $3,800. Yeah. What if I could show you how to get that? And you don't invest a dime. You would show me how to do that? I would. I need your help. Okay. I need you to imaginate another Imaginator. Let me explain you to them. Okay. They're always happy. They're the life of the party. They have people around them when you walk in. And if you're already in the party, when they come in, everyone gets silent. Because this is the storyteller, the person that's telling jokes, the person that's always talking about their story of something they did, somebody they helped, or someplace they went. These people are fun to hang around because I get to watch them live time. You should see their house, their toys, their relationships. Oh my God, they have a barbecue every year and they live on a lake and freaking the whole town shows up. What does that cost? I don't know. They pay for it. So you start explaining to a non-imaginator that doesn't know how to imaginate in the positive way. And you ask them who they know that are using this power. They give to charity. They're just amazing. Because what you guys don't realize is when another imaginator's talking to another imaginator, so you know what you try to do? You try to be the imaginator when you suck at it. And when you're talking to other people, they can feel it. And they get wrong thoughts and emotions and say, fuck you. That doesn't feel very good. So I knew I wasn't as good as my mentor. So what I did is I put other people in front of him and I just watched him do his magic. Robert, I get you $3,800. You get your payments paid up on your car. You pay for your rent, so you're not out. And you got your electricity on. We do those things. How would you feel? Oh my God. I wouldn't feel like I was going underwater. I'm so, man, I am so tired of struggling. I feel like I've been treading water for fucking ever. Let's throw you a life preserver. Got it? Yeah. Okay. Now what? What do you mean now what? How much do we need to make a month so you don't have to go back to be a mechanic? $6,000. I can show you how to make that happen. You want to see? What would it feel like if you don't have to go back to being a mechanic? You mean not show up at a job? Not be part of the statistics tomorrow morning because the time changed and a lot of people have heart attacks? Where did that imagination come from? I don't know. It's like people get stressed out when the time changes. Don't you guys know that? How many people think I woke up different this morning? No. Time change has nothing to do with me. I don't have to, I got to show up for this. Right? So I imagine having a few people underneath me that were getting income. And then I imagined 1,000 people underneath me becoming imaginators. And then I imaginated 10,000. What if I had 10,000 people underneath me? And so people bring in people and they sell them and they close them. And then they say, you just got to go through the numbers. And they don't teach them how to imaginate. So then they imaginate negative stuff and then they quit. So if you don't constantly make your new subscribers on your channel feel good, then they won't become paid subscribers. Yes or no? All right. Have any one of you ever watched a commercial that made you emotional? Like a Budweiser commercial? You know, the first commercial that got me. I was young too. This had to be 80s. So I'm, 18, 20 years old. And the government broke up AT&T. AT&T had all the long distance and had all the local phones and leased the phone to everybody. Government broke them up. And so now you could pick between MCI and Sprint or LCI. That's the company I rep for. Made millions. And AT&T started coming out with commercials. Guess what? I'm pregnant. Oh my God, that's so awesome. You know, I'm going to have a grandbaby. And then the music would change and the commercial would go, isn't times like this when you want your service to be reliable? I'll never leave you. I can't go to MCI and Sprint. Are you kidding me? I miss those calls that make me cry. Found out later that it was all bullshit. Everybody's using each other's wires, right? Commercials are really good. Last thing I have to say here. Yeah. So I did bring this up a little bit. So when you change competitive to creative, when you change expectations to appreciation, I need you guys to honestly ask this before we open it up. Do any of you feel sometimes like I expect something from you? And if you don't do that thing, you can't be my friend anymore. So, do you feel judgment from me? Okay. Do I piss you off sometimes? Do I sometimes make you feel like I did this whole thing just for you? I am. So the way that you react to me, how much of a percentage of that is me really being connected to make sure that I just don't offend you and you just leave and don't want to talk to me anymore? Because I have people that come and go, come and go, come and go. Sometimes they just disappear. So I just know that I'm in their life for a brief moment that I just love. And if I can be the person that can get them into activation of being an imaginator, see, now you don't care what they do to create the funds to make their dreams come true, to make their imagination come true. So when all of a sudden someone reaches out to me and goes, I'm not doing what you're doing anymore. Really, what are you doing and how can I support it? So when you change competitive to creative, when you change expectations to appreciation, and when you change judgment and hate with love for yourself and love for others, not expecting anything from them, you know, you can really create heaven on earth. Whether you believe in heaven or not. Because we're all using words that we all have different definitions of. And we're just waiting for someone to say a word that we can disagree with them so we can move on. And since we believe not in our own imagination to get the resources that we need, we're always missing something. We're always missing something. We're missing the perfect script. We're missing the perfect capture page. We're missing the wrong words. We got to have another life coach. We got to get another book. We got to get another everything. And so here's my philosophy. See, I tell you guys the book that did it for me. This and Science of Getting Rich. These books did it for me. But now listen to this. Why is it that a lot of successful people in the world believe with their perspective and imagination that something else was it for them? So how many people in this room have their favorite book, their favorite movie, their favorite song? Wow, because we're 0.01. See, I always thought that I would do this thing about super achievement. You need to be a 1%er. No, you need to be the 0.01% of who you are right now. Because when you focus on the 0.01% instead of the rest of the 99%, you learn to love yourself. You learn to trust yourself. You learn that you're unique, and you're so unique that no one else has your same imagination than you. And when you can imagine and start creating, then the world will show up and help you because they don't know what you got. Oh my God, Lisa, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? And isn't it funny? It's like, how did you monetize your channel, Lisa Marie? I just listened to this guy with a flowered shirt and this lady named Melody, and I just started doing videos, and then everybody said I was an idiot, and I just thought I'd just keep doing it anyway. Be honest, I think I was doing it because of all the idiots that told me I couldn't. I just thought that I would prove them wrong. I thought I would engage my imagination in a way that all these people that didn't care whether I lived or not, that I proved them wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And one day I had 1,000 subscribers, and I went in and I monetized my channel, and then someone out of nowhere donated money. Oh my God. So now that I know that it can happen, I think I'm just going to keep doing it. In fact, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to do a little more. And now I'm starting to get very creative imagination ways that if I do my trailer correctly, that people will start throwing money at me. And when they throw money at me, I'm going to do what I can as I can. It's going to be funny when people show the very first thing that I have is this sign that I made up that said Buddy's Place. And they look around and there's no fences, there's no barns, there's no animals. And then the video's got 1, and the video's got 2, and then a video's got kids playing with them, and the kids are all in awe, and the parents are all in awe. And because they feel it's like they see a place where they can use their Venmo and click on a little QR code and put some money. And then we got another animal, and then we had some volunteers that showed up, and I'm blown away. There's people showing up that work here all the time. And I keep saying I need to pay you, and they go, no, you don't. Just thank you for creating this for us. Really? I got this one sick animal. I need to go to the vet. I wish somebody would help us. And people send you thousands of dollars to make sure that this little operation happens on this little animal. Yeah, they got me. And there's a lot of people out there that have a heart that don't know how to imagine, but they'll throw money at people that do know how to imagine. So did you guys enjoy that? Okay. So this is not going to be something that pops in our head immediately. You know what I mean? We're going to have to write notes everywhere, imaginate. Is imagination making me feel good or not making me feel good? How much other imagination am I plugging into my head? And so moving forward, after people watch this video, we're just going to mastermind on doing my best, all of us together, to encourage each other to really come up and build our imagination bigger than it should be. That every time that you think that other people are doing something that you should do it that way, you just said that you're not interested in being a 0.1%er. a 0.01%er. For those of you that are good with math, is that 0.01 would be a 100th percenter, wouldn't it? Instead of being a 1%er, you focus on being 100th of a percent of somebody. I don't know if I'm saying it correct. So I love and appreciate you guys. I just wanted to pour this out because I know this is going to be the foundation for the rest of the Imaginator course. And I just know for us to continue to attract people and they get to come on here and went, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Because if you guys know me from my industry that I made millions in, every leader reached out to me. Curtis, did I ask you to get involved in MDC?
No. No,
There's no
not
one
at
on
all.
there.
I chased
No
you
one.
down. I chased you down and hunted you down.
And me and Curtis were just talking the other day about we spend all of our time trying to figure out how to do something. When you guys have Curtis here right now, the reason Curtis is not living the life that he should be living for him and his son is because he hasn't tapped in to being an imaginator to the things that he knows that he can create. So it's easier for him, like me, or like I used to be, that I just would rather plug myself into a system where somebody else is paying me. Does that make sense, you guys? So I'll work for somebody. Yes, I have flexible hours and I can do whatever I want. But bottom line, if I don't have people buying product on a monthly basis, the company I work for is not going to send me any money. So I could either sell product or I could talk to them on a Zoom and get so deep in their imagination that they decide to come in, buy in, and then they decide to tell the world. But it doesn't duplicate. Because as soon as you bring somebody in, then you try to coach them and try to give them a million videos on what to do instead of teaching them how to imaginate. So my goal in this Imaginator group is to get people to be the best imaginators they possibly can. And through their fruits, documentation beats conversation, success leaves clues. That's how you guys are going to attract the people that you need to attract to make whatever you need to happen. Got it? So Craig, I'm not expecting anyone to continue to keep around, but if anyone wants to add to this or ask questions about it, I'll stay on here as long as we need to. But I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Can we just do a round of applause for all the sharing
Yes.
and all the stuff that you just, because I can't even tell you guys, I know that my dad's been working on a lot of stuff and he couldn't wait for this to get started, and the amount of stuff that you have coming up and the things to share and the things we're working on and stuff is just, I don't know. Obviously, this is a blast for me. I'm so grateful to be here and to be here to share this with you, Dad, and Craig, and the rest of you guys. We love and appreciate you guys so much. I would love if, like you said, Dad, I would love if anyone does, I see some hands up, but if anyone does feel like sharing anything creatively, we're here to support you and love you and help you as much as everybody else is, and then some. So thank you guys so much.
Matt, thank you for the kind words. You know how much I love you, and you're the kind of person that brought this out of me. So,
I was just the person shouting the whisper that you're already hearing. So it's not something that you didn't know. Like we said, I grew up with unlimited wisdom being in my vicinity constantly as I was growing up. So to be in this moment, not only of starting unlimited wisdom, but then also starting this group with you guys with a very distinct point of getting you guys to a place where you're making and doing the things and being creative in the ways that you want and pushing your imagination into the right areas instead of the negative areas. So I don't have much more to add because I want to give other people the
I
opportunity
was
to
going to
talk and
ask you,
share,
I
but
was going to ask you one quick question though.
sure.
You didn't know what I was doing today.
No, I don't. That's majority of the time. See, that's the interesting thing, right? Is that when you have trust and when you work on these things and you think about these things a lot, I know you, Dad, well enough to know that when you get on stage or you sit down, this is the culmination of like days or weeks of thought and work or conversations or masterminds we've had.
Yeah.
And that's always been the case. So it's always like I know when you show up, it's just going to be a continuation of what you've already been sharing with me, and now you're sharing it with everybody else. So I'm just grateful that we have this platform to do it.
Yeah. When I watched that this morning, my wife, again, we're different imaginators. She's a 0.01 and so am I. And she was going, why is this stuff making you so emotional? And I said, because I thought all day, oh my God, unlimited wisdom's here, Imaginators here. I got to teach people how to imaginate. What am I going to say tomorrow? And so I got up this morning in my quiet time, my imagination time, my imaginator time, and I created a bunch of stuff and then got up. And my wife, Terry, connected like you would not believe, because we haven't watched Sunday morning in a while. Clicked it over, and I watched what I showed you guys today. See, when Imaginator finds another Imaginator, they get emotionally messed up because they get to participate in watching another person's imagination come true. If all this kid did is kept doing what he's doing right now, he would be going, hey, I don't know if you guys seen my movie showed up on CBS Morning News. And oh, by the way, this is my next idea, my next imagination. And I'd like to continue to do this full time if you guys would just, help me out. And here's my new GoFundMe on my next project that I'm building. I'm in. Are you going to do a slide afterwards? Are you going to show people that are credits of donors on your next little small video? Yeah, I'm in. So I love you, Matt.
Love you too. Appreciate you. Yeah. So Craig, if you want to go ahead, if you have anything to share before and
please. I honestly do not have anything to share because what was shared with here right now was exactly the way that it needed to be shared with everybody moving forward. And it's just a pleasure and an honor to be a part of this journey, to be a part of this group. And if I can be a facilitator of the imagination and be part of this amazing group, that's what I would love to do. I know I posted it a little while ago, Robert, and as you were kind of explaining it in a roundabout way, but I've always been a fan of the Zig Ziglar quote, you can have everything in life if you help, if you help enough people get what they want. Robert, you brought that to me. And the fact that we can bring this to others.
Greg, you're definitely one of the visionaries, a part of the Imaginators. Me and Matt were talking the other day before we decided to do this. I asked Craig, what's your imagination? What do you want to imaginate? And he says, I'm working with you guys. That's what I imaginate. It's like we're going to go out and make an impact in millions of people's lives. So people can walk around with a pin on their lapel and people go, oh, you're a rag picker. Right? Some of you don't even know what the hell that is, right? But I see people wearing something that people go, oh, my fellow imaginator. How you doing? Now that I know you know how to imaginate, how can I contribute and help that imagination come true?
Yeah.
Pretty endless,
And
isn't it?
what
Love
a
it,
great
Craig.
opportunity to imaginate and celebrate unlimited wisdom together, because
Amen.
unlimited wisdom is imagination, and by definition, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And why can't we imaginate everything together and share that unlimited wisdom? The beauty of this is that we are going to be able to do that. And what a great imagination, what a great way to build something that we are
Craig,
involved with.
Craig, I think the biggest sign to imagination and knowing that you're in the zone, that you're in the right. See, people say vibration, they say frequency, they say tractor beam. See, all of us come up. Thank you, Peter and Linda, Synergy.
Yes, perfect word.
We all come up with the word because there isn't one. So we all try to explain with our definition of a word what it is. Hey, Peter and Linda, don't you guys manifest? Uh, that would really depend on what your description is of manifestation. So don't you guys agree that most of the words just scare people? The word faith, the word God, the word Allah, the word Buddha. Man, we got a bunch of words, don't we? Like I made that joke the other day. It's like, the pet food for dogs. See, that's great imagination, these people that advertise, right? And so they're looking at their tender or whatever, and the person shows up and says, if you want to, I'm cooking a meal, get a drink. And the woman opens up the fridge and goes, "What's this?" And he goes, "It's for Max." "Your dog?" "Yeah." "You put dog food in your fridge?" "Yeah." And then the next thing you see, she's standing outside. Because when you're really tapped into your imaginator of the way you feel about Luna, people better not step on that. If you're asking me to pick between that and the things that give me joy and love, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. So Craig, thank you. Go ahead.
All right. There are people with their hands raised. I see 3 people with their hands up. Shall we ask them to go ahead and share?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In reverse order, Kelly Davis, Lisa Marie Cook first. Bill Shoemaker, please go ahead, unmute yourself, and share with us.
Thank you, the amazing Imaginator facilitator, Craig Jackman. Wow.
Bless you, my friend.
You're amazing, Robert. I mean, just you've really dialed it in, and I'm in there. I'm in that imaginative state right now. It's amazing, incredible. And I just wanted to let you know I kind of copied your idea on my idea of my YouTube channel and
cool.
My brand, not really brand, but how about Healthinator?
Wow. I like
it. Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't AI it. I imagined it.
Yes. Ask ourselves instead of others what it is.
Right.
Give me the word. Give me the Omga. Give me the Quan. Give me
Boom, and it's there.
Yeah. And if I seen Healthinator, I would be going, what's this guy talking about? So I told you how I felt about the other.
Right.
So if all of a sudden I seen a thing that said another message from Healthinator, I'd be going like, what is that? And that's curiosity. And curiosity is like, I wonder what this is. Isn't that imagination?
Yes.
You know, we don't need to, what's the old phrase? Curiosity killed the cat. Being an imaginator gets people into action. Imaginators get people to go into action. And
Yes.
because people don't understand that, Bill, that's why they don't understand. I don't understand why someone would donate a bunch of money to a GoFundMe page, you know, because this person said that their husband left them. That's not my fault. That's their fault. So who in the hell would give money to this single mom? See, because again, we're thinking like we're the perfect driver, right? So the perfect driver would not ever give that person any money. And the second part is, oh my God, I would never get that low. I would never get that low where I'd actually figure out how to compound my income by getting a bunch of people and serving them, allowing them to subscribe to my channel and share my videos with others. I think influencers are stupid. Bill, don't you know how many people are already trying to be healthinators?
Not enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, apparently you don't come from the same imagination that I have, where there's not enough people. There could be another 3 million Bill Shoemakers, and we're still missing billions of people.
And there's probably going to be a very small percent that really want to change their health.
It wouldn't be if you taught them to be imaginators.
Exactly. Hey, Robert, you got to forgive me. Please forgive me that I screwed up the time change today. I forgot that the time changed. That's how much I care about the time. Because the world changed, but Arizona doesn't.
Why do you need me to forgive you?
Well, I should have showed up. It was irresponsible. You know me, I always like to show up on time or before. So yeah, I felt responsible.
Sounds like you're dealing with something a part of your imagination.
Dino. But
Yeah.
I will be watching. I will be watching the replay for sure.
You know what? You know what's part of imagination, you guys? Hallucinations. Wouldn't it be funny to say to people, hey, Bill, I hope you can forgive me. I apologize. I hallucinated that me getting on at the wrong time would actually make you feel different about me. That's what I hallucinated. I'm going, yeah, Bill, it was a hallucination. Absolutely. I just love that you showed up. Thank you for doing that. So there's the word for negative imaginating, hallucinating. Did you guys guess that?
Hallucinator.
What's the opposite? Wow, what a download. What's the opposite of imagination? Forgetting. Forgetting. What's the opposite of imagination? Ignoring. Forgetting how to imaginate and ignoring everything. So now what we do is we step out of imagination into hallucination. And we lie to ourselves. I let people down. I hope Robert's not mad at me. I hope that he's proud of me. I should be doing more. Why am I such a loser? I got this guy a couple of times a week and I don't deliver.
What is wrong with me?
What is wrong with me? Hallucination. You guys love that? So don't we normally say, Bill, you shouldn't feel that way? What is wrong with you? Why do you feel that way? That doesn't feel good. No one likes getting beat up. No one likes to be reprimanded. So now I'm just going to ask people from now on when they tell me all their stuff that's not part of my imagination is do you think that's imagination or hallucination? Do you really, really believe no one cares? See, you guys need to understand that I didn't have a family. So I imaginated one.
So did I. So did I.
And
Yeah.
you guys are my family. I imaginated a family of people
We
that
all
know.
imaginated each other. For sure. Hey, that was a great fight, Sean O'Malley. And you know why he won that fight?
Obvious.
Because he imaginates that he's the greatest.
Yeah.
Right? And you,
And when-
mechanic, you imaginated it.
did you guys, if you heard about this guy, do you see what he's got tattooed on his side in big letters? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I am the greatest.
Yeah, there used to be a guy that walked around in total imagination mode called Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay.
There you go.
Yeah. And wow, we just don't like those people that brag, do we? I'm the greatest. I'm gonna knock this guy out. It's like, listen, you're supposed to be humble. People that just talk shit all the time. Oh, so you're the perfect shit talker. What do you mean? Well, if people don't do it right, you don't like them. And if they do it too much, you don't like them. You're the perfect hallucinator. Love you, Bill. Thank you for sharing.
Love you too, brother. Thank you.
You got
Good to be here. Thank you.
Bill, thank you so very much. Kelly Davis, you're going to come up after Lisa Marie Cook. I got to do something here. There we go. So, Lisa Marie, go ahead, open up and share with us, please.
Hi, guys. That was wonderful, Robert. You are amazing.
You're amazing.
Love you so much. I do want to share a vision, and I wasn't going to. You know what we do is that we start I've been imagining a lot lately, and it's really I get so freaking fired up, Um,
So proud of you.
but when you tell somebody,
what a beautiful place to live.
it is. It is. I love it. It's like I'm in my fairyland. I don't know. It's crazy, but I never
You don't
used to
have to know.
imagine like that, But I do have a vision with my buddy's place, if I could share. And
Please.
I haven't shared this with very many at all, but I did get the eye rolls. And I thought, you know what? That's probably exactly why I do need to share this.
Yes, yes, yes.
So okay, so imagine Buddy's place, right? Now,
Yeah.
Buddy is this magical horse. He's just, really big and fantastic, and he has superpowers, which are his wings. He has a set of golden wings, and he flies. He flies Granny, the little farmer chick, she rides on his back, and they go all over the world, rescuing these animals, right? And they bring them back to the farm. And because I don't have the farm in existence yet, I wanted this all animated, like a little cartoon. And what scares me is I don't know how to do it. And the eye rolls are gonna, the eye rolls are gonna win again. You know what I mean?
No, they're
And-
not going to win again. All right. Everything that we imagined one time in our life was not true. So you as a little girl, you good at softball, you getting married, you having kids, you having a home. There's all these
Yeah.
things that you imagined that other people do not understand.
Hmm.
So what we have to do sometimes is not share our imagination with hallucinators.
There you go. Nailed it.
Because
Yeah.
someone imagined a unicorn.
Hmm.
Why did people grow up and want a unicorn? Would you like to figure out how many unicorns are sold a year? Why would they sell unicorns? I don't know, because someone imagined it and they put it in cartoons and things, and people said, "Wow, I'd like a unicorn." Um, some people probably still believe in unicorns.
Hmm. Yeah. It's going to take a little bit to get this farm and animals here. And I thought, how cool would it be to find rescue stories, re read, I mean, animate that story with
Yeah.
Buddy and Granny, and then I've got my content before the animals come. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So what you need to do is exactly what this kid did with his trailer.
right,
You
right,
share your imagination with people. And this is what I imaginate. And I'm just looking for other people that love supporting other imaginators.
right, right.
Because your thoughts about it's going to take forever and you don't know how to do this technical stuff, that's you hallucinating.
Right, right. And when we start talking to other people, that's when all of the self-doubt comes, you
It
know?
does. So
Yeah,
we become who we hang around. Listen closely, you guys. We become who we hang around. So we're either imaginating or we're hallucinating.
yeah,
So at the beginning of this, I said positive imagination and imaginating are negative. No, let's just call it hallucination.
mhm,
So let me tell you what I imagined. What? That everyone's rolling their eyes, no one's going to give me any money, and there's never going to be a Buddy's place. And the reason there's not going to be a Buddy place is because I don't know how to animate. No, you don't know how to allow. If you stayed in the emotional state of imagination, then you just simply have to say to your imagination, I need to find someone that believes in what I'm doing that knows how to animate.
right, right. Yeah,
I need to stop doing all this stuff by myself. I don't want to be a vet. I want
right,
to find a good vet. I want to find a vet that will work with me. I want to find a vet that when he does stuff with my animals, I'm actually going to do a YouTube video showing what he's done. And then I'm going
mhm.
to make sure that everybody in my city sees it so that he gets more patients and more customers and more animals.
That is exactly how that plays out in my head. It is all of
So
that.
then, so then why do you listen and entertain hallucinations against your imagination?
Oh, I don't, yeah, because I feel way better imaginating, way
Okay.
better,
So
way
that's how
better.
we tell.
Yeah,
That's how we tell, right? Have any of
absolutely.
you been with somebody that means a lot to you and they ignore you? How does that feel?
Terrible.
Wasn't that video powerful?
Hmm.
See, the little girl just wanted so much of her expectations that she wanted from her father.
Right.
It wasn't until she was older that he realized he was just doing what he knew how to do.
Hmm.
He just is doing the best. His
Yeah.
owner's manual, got to be strong, got to be the provider. Don't be the weak person. Don't cry. Don't tell somebody that they mean something to you. Don't tell them that they love you. Where would he get this stupid owner's manual? From his environment.
Mm-hmm.
So
God,
grab
somebody's got to break that cycle.
so when we are in activating our imagination, our imaginator mode, right?
Mhm.
Just know and be aware of how you feel, because the first thing that we want to do is, of course, we want to share this with others.
Mm-hmm.
But
don't do it. Don't do it.
people will
Except
tell
for
you
here.
people will tell you and show you who they are.
Yeah.
So again, how you learn in life is someone shows you a red card and then they slap you. Okay. So I brought up one of my imaginations with you and you hurt me.
Oh.
So don't tell them that you're not going to share it with them anymore. Just share it with other people that love you and embrace you. Lisa Marie, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And you got to stop hallucinating on. See, when I understood this thing, I got something over you guys that you guys are going to hear. When you hear it, you're going to think it's awful, but it's not awful. I didn't have a mom and dad. I didn't have a family. So I don't have unrealistic expectations about my family because I didn't have one. I had to create it. So you guys all have this trauma of unrealistic expectations, like that little girl, of the people that hang around you, including your spouse and children. And all you don't realize is that when you imagine, you try to make them a part of your imagination. And that's the 0.01% that makes you you.
Yeah.
You got to go find other people that not only understand this, but they want to learn it and they want to master it. They want to teach other people how to get it. So the reason that you guys might have difficulty getting people to promote for you and getting people to introduce you to the best imaginators is because someone else told you that this was about sales. And they told you it was about closing people. When my mentor just put me in imagination state and then just kept building on it. Well, what are you going to do, Robert, when you make $10,000 a month? What are you going to do with that? I'm going to run to Montana and I'm going to beg my girlfriend to be my wife. How's that going to make you feel? She says, yes, it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got to see, because my imagination, no, my hallucination. The reason that I sent her away is because my hallucination is I lost my identity. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I can do anything else because let me tell you all my awful story. I'm not only dyslexic, but I'm also a felon. So I can't go just get an average job. I got to find someone that doesn't care that I had a past. And so since I don't know how to do that, and I don't think I can do anything, there's no way that I can take care of you because I'm a man and I need to take care of you. And so I'm not a provider, so you need to go and find someone who can. So I felt until I got my bills paid, until I started making money again, that there's no way that this woman would accept me as her husband. And that was my whole hallucination.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kept in there for 9 months. No one ever talks about how my dark moments in my life were pretty long because I don't like talking about them. They don't make me feel good.
Right. Moving on.
It was when I wasn't connected with the Imaginator, learning to be an Imaginator.
Yeah. Yeah. This was so helpful today. So
Thank you.
helpful.
And so then when I constantly thought, oh my God, I'm not gonna lose my car. I'm gonna pay my electricity. I'm not gonna get kicked out of my apartment. And I'm going to 25K and I'm gonna make 10 grand and I'm gonna get an airplane ticket and buy a ring and go propose to my girlfriend. And you guys go, well, how do you contact people so fast, so quick? I'm in wide open super imaginator mode. And I'm not
Right.
interested in selling people. I'm interested in telling them something that someone shared with me, unlimited wisdom, that I actually could help other people. And by what I'm helping them do, actually creates me an income that you could never get at a job. And people go, wait a minute, Robert, there's jobs that pay more than you. Yeah, but they don't have my freedom.
Right. Right. Imaginators. I
So,
love it. Love
is
it. Love
it
it.
worth it? So I never knew this language until you guys helped me create it because people wouldn't know what to say. So Lisa Marie, I need you to think about the best imaginator you know. Let me give you signs of an imaginator.
Mhm.
They're extraordinary in every area of their life. They're walking around like nothing's freaking happening. They're the luckiest people in the world. Some call them the Midas touch. It's everything these frickers touch works. Yeah, they're professional imaginators.
Yeah.
And it works so well that people use them in movies and we watch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I know.
it empowers us.
Yeah. I don't know. You start imagining this is good because we need to talk about it because when we do that, it just comes clearer and clearer every single time.
I know you guys, I'm just going to be careful how I word these things. When my mentor introduced me to the way that I felt when he got me caught up in my own imagination, how many of you think that I want to stay there? So when I was brand new in this industry, like we see crazy people do, weirdos do, is they go, how many of you have heard this from successful people? I got this audio and I wore it out. I listened to it all the time, every day. I listened to this. And we go, that's a little extreme. Because when my mentor taught me to write down all the stuff that I was digesting from other imaginators that wanted to cause me to hallucinate, when my mentor made it clear to me by doing a journal for 24, 48 hours, and when I realized how much I was plugged in to the wrong shit that made me feel bad, that made me hallucinate that the world was ending, that I was hopeless, that a dyslexic auto mechanic from North Dakota couldn't be fucking nothing. When my mentor showed me how to unplug from that and plug into being an imaginator, bam! And so when people hear my story, yeah, my first 45 days working with him, I made over 10 grand. I made $1 million before the age of 30. I hit the top of every company I've been with. They're going, that's not me. I could never do that. Oh, I hear hallucination instead of imagination.
Yeah.
I used to think that way. I get it. I used to spend 100% of my time hallucinating about shit that never came true. I, yeah, I, yeah, I was pretty stuck on that drug big time. Now let me show you. Will you allow me for a second to reach out and just unplug you and plug you into the Imaginator thing?
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
And how do you know? How do you know when you're plugged in? When
By
you
how
when
I
you know?
feel.
There you go. So
And I
as soon
feel
as
good
something,
then. So thank
yeah. So as soon as someone's playing with your connection, Lisa, here's
Mhm.
here's another thing that we really mess up on doing. We try to explain what we feel to other people.
Why do we
So
do that?
imagination makes us feel, and then we try to use labels and words that other people have different definitions to that are hallucinating. And you go, man, I started doing this, and all of a sudden, Melody said, I want to work with you. And then Candace Bird Davis said, I want to work with you. And then the Popas, and then Aaron Parker. And then, these people reach out to me from Hungary and Romania. And then I have Joshua that reaches out to me. For all these people reached out to me. Wait a minute, you didn't call any of them? Nope. I talked about doing something for Terry. And Melody Riva said, not without me, you're not. Hey, Melody, I'm not, shut up. Send me the link. No, shut up. Send me the link. But Robert, shut up. You plugged me in, you taught me how to imaginate. I'm using it in other areas of my life. And if I can support you, I'm in. Okay. Hey, Robert, yeah. I normally do my imagination calls on Friday. Can you jump on Friday and imaginate my people? Melody, I sure can. 25K, 10K. I've been 25K, made over 10,000.
Yeah.
How easy was it?
When you get on a roll, I'm sure it just beams, right?
It happens so fast.
Yeah.
It'd be like talking to that kid and saying, how long do you think it's going to take you to get to 1 million subscribers? No, what I got to do is create videos that make people feel good. It'll happen when it happens. I know it'll happen. Why? Because it's happened for other people. If I activate the imaginator power, it doesn't work for some people and not for others.
Right.
And don't you guys think that that's why we get really upset when we see evil people imaginate? Oh my God. There's people making millions and billions of dollars by selling fentanyl. Or did they just imaginate money, power, mansions, cars, money, boats, traveling the world in my personal jet? That's what they imagined. And they just didn't have the common sense to look around and go, oh, I know how Marco got all his stuff. And he sells drugs to people because they'd rather hallucinate than imaginate. And then we get mad. I don't understand why people are selling drugs, and I don't understand why people steal and scam people. And I don't understand why there's human trafficking. I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
That's just what got exposed to them. They were looking at other people that they thought they were imaginators, and they go, that's the way to do it. I used to live there.
I still do sometimes, trying to stay out of it.
But
Trying
it
to-
doesn't make
yeah.
me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good when
Right.
I'm imaginating on hurting somebody else. No, I make justifications for it. I turn around and say, well, wealthy people have insurance. So if I steal their stuff, they're just going to get the money from the insurance company.
Yeah.
I I think that you're imagining the wrong way, Robert. Really? Well, it seems easier to me. People work hard, make money, buy the stuff they want. I take it. Now I got it.
You justified it, right? Justified it up here.
I love you, Lisa.
Thank you for letting me share. I love that you guys are
Yeah.
doing this. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
thank you, thank you. That means the world to me.
Thank you so much, Lisa Marie. Okay, here we go. Let's move on. Kelly Davis, and then John Tier is following. Kelly, go ahead, turn on your camera if you will. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you unless you can't, and you just want to share this way.
Okay, you're just going to have to imaginate what I look like today because I had surgery. I only have one arm and I literally don't even have my hair.
But does your legs work?
My legs work just fine.
Okay, I wanted to find something positive really quick.
There is positive. There's so much positive.
I
There's so positive. And the most positive
Kelly,
is that
I just want people to know that on the Imaginators, I am going to interrupt anyone that starts hallucinating.
I love that. So here's what we're going to imagine, that I look amazing today.
You do.
I look fantastic. I feel fantastic.
Your picture on here puts a smile on my face because I know who you are.
Well, I'm glad, but you're not going to see me today. So that's
fine.
good. Because if you imagine me looking more like Phyllis Diller, that's probably more accurate today.
No, you're way, way, way more gorgeous than that.
Oh, I love you, Rob.
So your hallucination about how you look.
I'm not hallucinating. Trust me. I looked in the mirror. But let's talk about something else because that's not important right now, how I look.
It's important how you think.
So here's what I want to, where do I start?
Tell me about how you feel in a positive way with imagination.
I'm going to tell you, let me tell you where my breakdown started. Can I? And that in the last year I've been working on it.
No, I'm not. Why would I be interested in your past?
Because I want your help.
You want me to
through a
teach
glass.
you?
I want your advice on getting through a glass ceiling. That's why.
Easy. All you got to do is imagine the life that you want.
Okay, well, I'm imaginating today and have been for about a year. I'm involved with a basketball team at the college. I'm a self-proclaimed basketball mom. So the college basketball team here, they're from all over, from different countries, different states, different everything. And I've pretty much adopted them. I have them up to eat. My mom and I make them cookies for their away trips. We go to every single game. I've gotten to know them. I'm able to give them good advice and take care of them when they're sick. And it's funny because it's funny because people are like, oh, you are such a great person for doing what you do. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's purely selfish because it makes me feel amazing.
Yes.
Like what they bring to my table, you can't even put a price on. Like it's worth making cookies. It's worth, it's such a joy in my life. But let's back up a little bit because my brother was a college athlete.
Okay.
And at the time, my brother played college football and he played college baseball. I was like 22 and I was working. I had just finished college and I was working as a waitress and making money. My parents were going through a really rough time with their business. And my brother went off to college and literally had no money for anything. That kid learned from a young age how to save $20 for a month, you know?
Okay.
And because of his position, he played football, he played baseball, his entire community up there in the college was so supportive of him. If his car broke down, there was always some guy at a body shop that would help him out. There was always someone to help him out.
Love this story.
And when I would go to his games, I had to travel 4 hours, and I always made sure that I would take half of my tips so that I could give my brother money, because I knew my parents, just for them to be able to get in the car, pay for the gas, pay for the room, and go watch him play so that they could be there was like all they could do. And my dad never missed a game. So they couldn't afford to put milk on their own table, but they never missed my brother's game. And I watched them struggle. And I saw them. And so now I'm involved with this basketball team down here, and I see their parents coming with a smile on their face every weekend. I see them traveling 6 hours, and I see them spending money on food and doing all the things and staying in a hotel room. And so my team here is called the Yellow Jackets. And
you've heard.
So I am imagining this huge house that I buy, and I completely redo that house so that there are like 6 different huge suite bedrooms in there. They each have their own bedroom and bathroom.
I love it.
I'm imagining this ginormous kitchen that is stocked completely with all the pots and pans they need, and a huge dining room that seats 30 people at a big, huge table. And then I'm imagining this great big family room that has couches and a pool table and a foosball table and a big screen TV. And I'm imagining all of this. And then once that's all done, I'm imagining that I reach out to all of these parents and I say, I have this house called the Beehive.
I love it.
And I'm gonna rent this to you half the price that you are gonna pay for a hotel room here in town, because you deserve a break.
No, you're gonna find all the people of the town that they love to support, and they just are not at the age where or can take the time off to go watch the basketball on the away game. All the people of that local community will actually pay for the people to stay at your place.
Okay, I like that even better. And it's gonna pay its own bills. But what's even gonna be better about it, the best part about it is the mom that has been the mom for 100 years and has taken care of these kids. And she remembers in high school when she would make spaghetti dinner and the whole team would come over, and she loved every second of it. Now has to come up to the games and stay at a hotel and doesn't have the means to do that, now has a kitchen, and she can coordinate with the other mothers that are staying there too. And they can get together and they can stay at the Beehive, and they can coordinate where they make a big spaghetti dinner, and all of the friends and everybody can come over, and they have one place to corroborate, and that save money, and they can support their kids without the fear of, oh my gosh.
Right.
So that's my imagination.
I love it.
And I want that so badly. But I have these, I say, but my hallucinations take over.
Yeah. You even said the word but. And so you basically eliminated all the imagination that you just shared with us.
And that's where I'm struggling, Robert. I'm struggling hard because
is struggling.
There's always a but that comes in, and I want to know how to get out of it.
Okay, Kelly, is struggling hard your definition of words and your perspective? Your hallucination?
My hallucination is causing what I put out in the world to come back to me.
Yeah, so you have this incredible heart, this incredible imagination, and then once you share it to the world, your hallucination kicks in and destroys it.
Yes, that's where I'm struggling.
Stop that. Don't struggle. Stop that. But I always do this. Stop doing that. You know what makes you feel good, and you know what doesn't make you feel good.
So to get out of it, should I start creating a logo? Should I start
Yes.
doing real time imagination?
Yes. Kelly, I'm going to show you a video really quick. Totally forgot about it, but it was part of my imagination. And I put it in my list of things to talk about, but then my imagination created you, and you came in and shared this, and I want to share this with you guys, okay?
Okay, I'll mute myself.
Yep. Craig, I put it in there.
Hang on just a moment, please.
So thank you, Kelly, for sharing, because when you watch this, you guys are going to be blown away, man. How many of you are looking forward to just staying in imagination all the time? Should just walk around with a cape on, has the Imaginator logo on it. Everybody goes, you're pretty bold. Yeah, like that guy that dyed his hair looked like a clown that won the world championship again yesterday. Yeah, that kind of guy. You know, the dyslexic dude that wears flowered shirts all the time. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Eric.
You've heard the expression, it takes a village. As Steve Hartman discovered, sometimes it really does.
In Cabot, Arkansas, just as the sun begins to set over the local Walmart, store janitor Bill Majalewski begins walking to work for his overnight shift. He will trek 5 miles, 2 hours, in any weather.
Pouring rain, you're walking 2 hours each way.
Yeah, I don't call out. I want to work.
He's gonna go to work no matter what.
Snow?
Snow, I picked him up at 9 degrees the other morning. Let's go.
A couple years ago, Christy Conrad saw Bill out walking and offered him a ride. She got to know him, learned about his daunting daily commute, and how he's also legally blind. So she began driving him whenever she could. At least, that's how it started.
Why did you feel the need to do more?
I can't be always there, you know?
So what was your plan?
Mr. Bill's Village.
Mr. Bill's Village is a Facebook group Christy started a couple months ago. She was hoping to find just a few volunteers to keep an eye out for Bill when he's walking.
And within days, it exploded.
It caught on really quick.
And now it's like everyone's competing to give Mr. Bill a ride.
They'll click and see, is Mr. Bill out walking? Is he headed to town?
So people are just driving around the streets looking for him?
Pretty much. Just like where's Waldo, but where's Mr. Bill? Yeah. It's nice to see.
Today, the group has 1,500 members. In fact, here comes one now.
Hey, Mr. Bill. Do you need a ride to Walmart? All right. Come on, hop on in.
You always get picked up now.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And it's always somebody different.
It's never the same person from one day to the next.
It's amazing.
There's a lot of good people in this world, all over the place, you know.
And on that note,
How are you?
here's one more good person.
I'm pretty good.
Chris Puckett is a car dealer. He wanted to give Bill a vehicle,
I wasn't aware that you couldn't drive.
but since Bill can't drive,
I'm legally blind.
I got you.
he handed the key to Christy instead,
For real?
putting the car in karma.
I don't even know what to say. Bill, go get in that front seat. Go over there.
Doing unto others. It's how they roll here in Mr. Bill's Village.
Thank you.
Bye, babe.
Oh my God. I watched that after I watched the one that we watched at the beginning. Wow. We just got to stop hallucinating, right? Just constantly ask your questions. How can I make this happen? Come on, I'm connected with the Imaginator. Help me imaginate. on what to say. So if you guys looked at my notes right now, let me share. I posted this link. And I couldn't remember what that link was until Kelly started telling me her imagination. Oh my God, that's why I posted that there. That's time for this story. Did that help you guys? Yeah. As for other Imaginators, say, I just want to listen to other Imaginator stories all day. So I can put on my Imaginator cape and go imaginate. It's like, well, I would love to drive him around, but I'm not only always gonna be available. I wonder what I could do. I wonder if other people. Can you imagine this guy always showing up for work and he's got people competing on who's gonna give Bill a ride? Oh my God. And don't you like how the imagination turned around and gave her a new vehicle? Man, I love that. That isn't why she was doing it. So, Kelly, did that help?
Yes, very much. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. I know I sit silent a lot of times, but you always get me right in the heart.
That's what we're supposed to do.
I want you to know that. And I posted a thing on my Facebook today, which, by the way, funny story. I've heard you now 3 or 4 times praising Sandy about how she makes these incredible graphics. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can do that. I have that same program. And so I have this little group that I created called the Faithful Flamingo. And I created that out of an old group that I used to do home-based parties in, right? It's a closed group and it was like just sitting there stagnant. So I'm like, I should shut that group down. And then I'm like, nope, I'm turning it into something positive, not only for someone else, but so that I can post things in there so that if I have to post in there, it's going to keep me plugged into the positivity.
Amen.
So I have this group called the Faithful Flamingo. And I'm like, if Sandy can do it, so can I. And so I went to AI the other day and I said, I need you, AI, make me a graphic of a flamingo standing on a Bible. Because I want to make a post about standing on the word, right? Keeping the faith. Man, did it just blow me out the best thing? And so today I saw a quote and this really, really resonated with me. If you are the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the wrong room.
Yep.
And I'm like, yep.
So just know, Kelly, that the goal of the Imaginator group as we grow and grow and grow is we as a group, and I mean, you guys are going to get mad at me by doing this, but you got to do this. You ready? Yep. When someone starts hallucinating, I want you to put your fingers in your ears and do this. La, 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 la. See, that's how children protect their imagination. That's how children protect their imagination. I'm not listening, blah, 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 blah. And I think that if we all do that to each other and teach our families and the people that we love, that is as soon as I hear you say, but, and as soon as I hear your hallucination going off, I'm going to blast you.
I love that.
So we all help each other stay in the imagination mode instead of the hallucination mode. Because all of us have had good moments and good days and good months and good years. And we've all had bad months, bad moments. And so we don't know how to consciously separate them. When your imaginator powers is, I'll either put on the cape or I won't put on the cape. We can choose to be in a bad mood, can't we? Kelly, thank you for bringing that out of me.
I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you too. How many people agree when you hear Kelly go off with her imagination? She truly is like Sandy and a lot of you guys. You guys are on a different freaking planet when you get into your imagination mode. Don't you? And like all of a sudden you're connected in, and all of a sudden we could do this, and then we can do this, and when we do this and this, then this is going to happen. And like Lisa said, the people around you are like, oh God, rolling their eyes. Here they go again. The only reason that it pisses people off is because they don't know how to imaginate. So we all want to fit in. So you know what we do sometimes? We hang around a bunch of hallucinators and we get more attention by hallucinating. Want to hear how shitty my life is today? Tell me, man, this, and this happened to me. You think that's a good hallucination? Let me tell you how bad my hallucination is. Don't we do that? Don't we do that? I seen a car wreck. My God, I seen a worse one. I seen and why the creator, why the imaginator gave me that word hallucination? Because we all know when we're hearing it that they're adding shit to the story. we know they are. It's like, hey, wait a minute, Robert. You told me this story before, and this time your story was twice as long as it was before. I've heard this story. Hey, do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like, hey, do you guys know why I've made $8 million in a year in network marketing? Because I haven't. That's the hallucination of people. They're like, man, when I met him, he was making 2 million. He's got to be making 5 million now. He's got to make 7 million now. You know, Robert's helped 100 people hit a millionaire status. No, I thought it was 67. Yeah, but how many has he created? You guys know that, it's imagination, and I mean hallucination is like horse manure. When you spread it on shit, it just keeps growing. So don't we always hear stories about people? Oh my God, Coach Bob, he's on the leaderboard. I bet you Coach Bob's making, I bet you $5,000 a minute. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. You know what I mean? That Coach Bob is going, hey, let me put that in my imagination instead of my hallucination. It's like, so.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
One more thing. My favorite Imaginator story is, and you know the story about, they were doing a study on kids. And so they put one child in a room full of toys and the other child in a room full of horse shit.
Yep.
And the little child in the room full of toys just sat there and was worried and didn't want to break things and just sat there quietly. And then they went over to the other room and they looked in, and the little kid was just picking up handfuls of that horse shit and throwing it. And they said, what are you doing? And he said, with all this horse shit, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere.
Don't you guys find it that I love that story? Don't you guys find it interesting that we're always talking about this hallucination imagination story? So there's a million words, right? You know, you got to get your attitude right. My I am statements. You know, we use all these words that everyone has a different imagination and definition with to try to teach people how to be successful. Don't you know how to focus? You need to focus. Oh, I guess I'm doing something wrong again. So everybody reinforces our hallucination, don't they? They don't enforce our imagination. No one calls us on our horse shit. No, they just want to keep knocking down our dreams, right? They want to be what's it? They want to be imagination stealers. They want to steal your imaginating power and they want you to hallucinate with them. Perfect timing, Peter. Perfect timing. Because we don't know that we don't know, right? Do you guys realize when my mentor got in my head and said, how do you know that? And he made me an example. All he needed to do is say, Robert, question everything you hear. And I want you to question more about what you hallucinate. No, he didn't say that. He emotionally gave me an emotional significant event that would make me remember every time I heard something, I go, oh, hang on. I'm not going to emotionally even get wrapped up in this story. Hey, do you know what we heard? Shut up. La, 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 la. Hey, you know what you're doing wrong? No. And that's what you guys have been experiencing me all this time that you've known me. Is my intuition, my connection, my imagination. When you open up your mouth to defeat yourself, I jump on you. And you know what some of you do? You trust me well enough to call me on my horse shit too. Hey, Robert, you jumped down my throat a couple of times for hallucinating. Now I hear you doing that. Stop that. Boy, when we all can trust each other, you're hallucinating again. Yeah, it'll probably piss you off the first few times that it happens. But you are creating your own hallucination. So let's go to the next person. Thanks again, Kelly. I love you.
Kelly, thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you. John Tier. All right. Go ahead, my friend. Unmute yourself and please share with us.
Ooh. Wow.
Brother and fellow Imaginator John Tier. What's going on with you today?
Just taking this in, that last clip kind of made my eyes sweat some, I had to,
Yeah.
and it was something that I'm glad you showed that because I was gonna reach, tell Lisa Marie, man, just go forward and the people are going to show up that you need. They really are. I've experienced that in my life when I'm trying to do certain kinds of things. I've learned to just go forward and the doors will just open up.
Yeah.
Whatever you're looking for, all the helpers will show up and you'll have everything that you need. You don't have to know everything. All you have to do is just go forward and they're gonna show up and you're gonna have people reaching out to you, just like Santa Corky was talking about. People will show up and help you do whatever it is you need to do. But all you have to do is just go forward. That's something it was in my spirit to just say that to you, Lisa Marie, because when you talked about that horse, I was like, hey, I was like, oh man, that's gonna be fantastic with the video.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, that's awesome, man. I can't wait to see that. I got excited. I'm like, no, yo, you need to check this out right here. I think that's gonna be just awesome, man. I can't wait to see that. So go forward. You don't have to know all the details. I'm telling you, people are going to show up and they're just going to do the things that you need to have done for you. And it's just going to be awesome. I know it's going to be awesome because the vision is so clear.
Just like that clip we watched.
Right. it is, man, wow. So that, and let me see, support, welcome, everything you need. They'll show you. There was something else I was, duh. So, I've really been meditating, twice a day, on financial well-being. And my imagination or imaginator has been live a life of abundance.
Yes.
So where I go is abundance. Yeah, and that's all I always hear in my head, just abundance, abundance, abundance.
Yeah.
So today when I got finished playing in church, a lady came up to me and she was like, she enjoyed my playing so much, she just reached in her purse and just gave me money. Yeah. She just she's like, I just felt so great how you played. She's like, she just put money in my hand, you know? And I was like, okay, but thank you so much for being a blessing. Now, it's funny because in previous times, I'm like, oh no, I don't need all that. Now I'm like, you know what? If I'm being blessed by that, I need to accept the blessing.
Yes.
So I've learned to put that ego aside and say, you know what? Someone wants to bless you, accept the blessing. Then when I leave there, I go to a Dunkin' Donuts, and what used to be Long Johns are now Short Johns. You know,
Shrinkflation.
Right. And I joke with the lady, and she puts two of them in my bag for me instead of the one.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh wow, a life of abundance. This is what I've imagined.
A miracle. It's like when you start looking for the right signs, to me, you guys, not only signs like that of miracles, John, but it's like deja vu for me, is that I just know that I'm connected, I'm hardwired, and just randomly, it's like quirky with a lot of things. Corky consistently coming on here and going, okay, so where do I donate? Where do I donate? And it's like, well, all right, I'll give you a place to donate.
And that meditation talks about there be a tipping point. And
Yes.
I believe that I'm beginning to reach the tipping point where lots of abundance will just flow in, automatically just keep flowing in and flowing in, because that's what my constant thought is I live a life of abundance. I live a life of abundance. I continually tell myself all that all the time. I live a life of abundance. So it doesn't really matter what else goes on. I live a life of abundance. I live a life of abundance.
Yeah. And again, when you can help other people understand what we talked about today and use their imagination, it's like whenever someone comes to me, it's not that I just want to shut down their hallucination. I just want to say, what can we do to get you into imagination? See, I'm not saying that, but I can see someone so freaking focused on their hallucination that I have to say something to them to pop them out of that state.
Yeah, I get that.
So when they're trying to find something wrong with something, and they ask me a question, well, what about saturation? Isn't everyone using YouTube? And I go, you know what this is? I know. Well, it's the exact circumference of a sperm whale's esophagus. I don't understand how that has anything to do with this. I was just trying to play your game. You don't have to hallucinate on why this would not work for you.
What you just said earlier about the DNA and how we're separated by 0.1%.
Crazy.
But that's so huge because those are the people that are in your tribe, that 0.1%.
Yeah, and here's the deal, you guys. When that got given to me, John, when I downloaded that, how do you think? See, here's what I'm doing. If you guys want to get this, really get this. Learn to communicate and connect with people by using the opposite language that they're using in hallucination. I've never said that ever, 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 ever.
Mm.
So if they're hallucinating that things are a certain way, that this is really hard, that this is going to take a long time, that see, that's their hallucination. You can't tell them. You can't tell them not to hallucinate.
Right.
You got to teach them to imaginate. So if they believe they can't do this, so here's the point, John. Listen, do you know that a majority of the people are ordinary and they live paycheck to paycheck? John, you need to learn the skills and work your ass off from eight to faint. You gotta get rid of all the dream stillers. You gotta isolate yourself, maybe leave your spouse and children because they're dream stillers. And you gotta focus on hustling 24 hours a day to live this dream because you want to be a 3%er, god dang it. You want to be a 1%er. And people go, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. I was, actually looking for a way to save, make a few dollars so I could actually take my kids on a vacation. I've been promising my wife and my kids a vacation. No, screw your dream, John. You got to imagine being a super affiliate. Is your head in the game or not? Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So the download for me, or the connection gave to me, is like, listen, 99.9% of the people are all the same. They all hallucinate. They don't believe in themselves. And the reason they don't is because we're 0.01% different than everyone. So our hallucinations are our hallucinations, and our imagination is our imagination. And so why not just hone in on that 0.01% that makes you like nobody else? Let's just work on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I could work on that. Because I sure don't want to be wearing alligator shoes and an expensive watch. And I don't want to be wearing, I don't need the handbags. Are you guys getting where I'm coming from? It's like, I know people look at me and go, that guy is just wired way too tight. If for me to be that optimistic and that much of an entertainer, and his laugh, and he's so loud and he's in people's face, I don't want to be like that. And now what we can say, no, we just want to take the 0.01% that makes you unique from everybody, and we just want to hone in on that. What? As Jody says, you're special to me, John. You're not like everybody else. You were put on this planet by the original Imaginator to imaginate and make it come true, make imagination turn into reality.
Yeah.
And no one gets to live this journey but you.
True that. Yeah. Even now when I'm looking for people to connect with for friends, I'm just saying to myself, I'm really looking for the helpers. I'm just looking for the helpers. And if I get a sense that this person can be a helper, that's the person I reach out to. If I don't get that sense, then I just don't reach out to it.
Yeah, because do you guys realize for 37 years I've been using language that don't work? John, do you know what you want? If you don't have a why to make you cry, I'm just telling you, you're gonna fail.
Right.
Robert, I don't know what I want. Well, that's your problem, John. That's why you're a loser. Right there. So then we get off a call or read a book or go through a coaching and go,
yeah,
geez, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't really want what these fucking people want. Why?
Yeah.
Why is that so bad? I I don't I just want to do what I want to do.
Robert, that's the best thing that I've actually learned from you, that it's okay to be who I am and celebrate who I am. And
Yes.
I can become whoever I want to become. And it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about it. I just need
Oh,
to be who I am. And who I am is who God made me to be,
yeah.
and that's just it. There are certain things that I have in my mind that I like, that I want to do, and I'm going about living my life the way that I want to live it. You know, I,
Yes.
I'm very at peace with who I am. Really, it's taken me a very, very long time to get there, but I'm very at peace with who I am. I know who I am, and
You
nobody can tell me who I am. No, I know who I
yeah.
am.
So
And I,
so if someone says, John, what do you love? Me?
right, exactly. And it's taken me a very, very long time to get there
Me
because of
too.
all the stuff that, my
Me
childhood, the
too.
things that I've gone through, all those kinds of things. So I had to get to the point to say, you know what, I'm okay. I
Yeah.
don't have to have any of that stuff define who I am. I can decide who I am. I can decide the way I think, and I can be comfortable with who I am. And if you're not okay with that, that's on you. That's not on me.
Yeah. That's amazing imagination work. That's amazing because if we're constantly in a state of imagination and we're having victories and and constantly good days and miracles happening after miracles because we're imagining looking for them.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we're connected to the Imaginator, the original Imaginator that went let there be light.
Yeah.
Sort of dark around here.
Yeah. It's funny. Again,
Yeah.
every day I read a chapter of Psalms and Proverbs, but I was reading about wisdom and how wisdom was there watching the Lord make the face of the earth and how they rejoiced.
Yes.
I mean, just how and wisdom is personified as being a woman, which is really interesting, and how she's there and she's rejoicing and watching and just enjoying all the things that he's made, from the beginning. And it's very fascinating to read that,
Yeah. And if you guys just understand, I want you guys to, John always brings some good stuff out of me. So why most of us have a difficulty with other organized religions is exactly why you're the best driver in the world.
Yeah.
Because this is my imagination of my unique individual connection, right?
Mhm.
So now we pick out an organized religion that we're going toward. Oh, now there's someone messing up in the temple. If someone would just correct John,
Yeah.
John's a little off. Well, yeah, because he's not imaginating your experience. He's imagining his experience.
And let me tell you
So,
something, Robert. I
oh my God.
I don't like organized religion.
No.
I don't like organized religion because it's never ever been about religion. It's always been about relationship.
Yeah. And
That's all
so
it is.
that's why at sometimes we will feel good around a certain group of people, and then all of a sudden they just are not on the same imaginator
Right.
level.
Right.
There a lot of people that I meet in my life, including me, go through stages of imagination, and then they go into stages where they just unplug.
Well,
And
Robert, you told me something. You taught me something that's very, very important that I try to keep at the forefront of my thought is that everybody's on their own journey.
yes,
And I try to remember that whenever I see someone, we may not agree on something, and I have to tell myself, remember, everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's on their
I
own journey.
I I made a lot of money and did a lot of great things. And I a lot of times because I didn't understand what I'm sharing with you guys now, I would help people imaginate. And then I would tell them a plan of how they could make that happen.
Mhm.
And that involves sharing people training that I didn't use to make my imagination come true.
So then what should we do?
Well, because because I didn't know exactly how I got to where I am, I hallucinated that I could show people how to get their goals and their why and their dreams, that all you got to do is find other people that are looking to make money. See, that changes to, I need to find other people that want to imaginate a better life. So do you know anyone, John, right now that's not happy with a bunch of areas in their life and they would like to learn how to make them better?
Yes, I
Because if
do.
I can't get people to imaginate, showing them stuff to do, they will not go into action. They will not use their will because I'm sharing with them how I was taught to get my imagination.
Mhm.
So I'm sharing with people through coaching and training and life mentoring. I got into that because I wanted to help other people get where I am. And that's just basically freedom and not worrying about money anymore, not being in despair anymore. So now I understand that if I help you imaginate that you're going to start doing things that you want to do, and those might not be a monetary gain for me here in this realm. But the people that I'm closest to are people that are not doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So Melody's goal and dream and imagination was to help other people imaginate. But she turned it into a life coach thing because she was just duplicating me. Because that's what I taught her. So it's really difficult when you help someone plug into imagination and they turn into Imaginator and then they talk to you and go, hey, I just want to let you know I'm not doing MDC anymore. Oh my God, you're a traitor. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So how people go from company to company to company, mentor to mentor to mentor, book to book to book, course to course to course, is because you will consistently learn from other imaginators and get caught up in their imagination because you don't have one of your own.
Yes.
So me and Matt were talking about this, and Matt was saying, be very aware and conscious and present that when you're communicating with another person, of who's being enrolled in the other person's imagination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you're not imaginator, you're plugging into other people's imagination. And they
Yeah.
seem excited about it, John. They seem overwhelmed by it. They're like hallucinating out there in giant imagination world. And if their imagination is more emotional and more enthusiastic than yours, you lose.
Right.
So they'll either get you to second guess what you're doing, putting you in hallucination mode, or you quit what you're doing and you go into something else.
I had a guy, had a guy kind of come after me, and it was really, really strange because my language that I use this day, I really try and choose what I say wisely and
Sure,
not to
but
insult.
they're living in a hallucination, so everything that you're saying is wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Because a guy called, well, it was a time where we were having the difficulties with the hackers. And he said, well, your link is not working. And I said, oh, I'm sorry about that. At the time, we're having some difficulties and, you know, um, no problem. He says, well, in the meantime, would you like to look at my opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I say to him as kindly as I possibly can, I said, well, right now I'm in the best opportunity for me,
Yes.
and I said, I wish you best luck and success and all that. He comes back with some craziness. Well, I don't see how it can be. Well, it's hard to convince me to be, that's the best opportunity when, we've been around 50 years and never been hacked. So, Robert, I kind of had to zing him a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little bit. I had to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said, you know what? Well, it's a great thing I'm not in the convincing business. And besides that, they only come after the best. Yeah.
Still to this day, my best line to everyone. I mean, I have a LinkedIn account, and it's like, I got to change my hallucination about LinkedIn.
Yes, you do. I have over 10,000 people on LinkedIn.
Yeah. It's like everyone's in it for their self. You know what I mean? So I don't know how many members are in LinkedIn, but LinkedIn seems to attract people that are very engaged in their hallucination or imagination. All right. So
Yeah.
their goal 24 hours a day is to not look at my profile, not look at my stuff, and just pitch me on their stuff. So I can't be mad when I run into another person that's locked in on their imagination or hallucination. I can't get mad. And I used to. Because I'd go, I'm going to send you a video. And if you don't watch this short video and understand that I'm exactly where I need to be. So the way I would always do it is they would always tell me about something about their opportunity, right? And I just said, this is not a fit for me because I'm in the people business. I'm not in the product business. I'm not in the making money business. I'm in the imagination business. That's what I would say today. So I can imagine running into Walt Disney and trying to convince him to do something else.
Right. Okay. I generally tell them, thank you so much for thinking of me. I greatly appreciate it.
Yep.
And right now I'm in the best opportunity for me. Best wishes on your success.
Yep. My Imaginator skills has me focused on this right now.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, I'm there. There we go. I like that. I'll be adding that one.
Yeah. And it's like because I used to be a person, John, in my process of getting gooder and gooder, that I used to be the winger guy. You know what I mean? I'd throw you a winger. You know what I mean? And it's like, why would I want to work with somebody that ignores my messages? That was one of my best ones. You sent me a message asking me how I'm doing, and I sent you a video on how I'm doing, and you didn't watch it. Why would I want to work with you? I want to work with someone that doesn't ignore my messages.
Yeah.
Now, I don't interact. I use my intuition more than I ever have in my life. I look at them, I look at their profile, and my intuition says, move on. Move on. This is not the drones you're looking for.
Right. Well, when you start realizing that, there are millions of people in the world, billions of people out here. What does one person have to do with the billions of people out here? They're just on a different journey, as you say. They're just on a different journey.
I just believe 1000% in my imagination that if I continue to inspire people to imaginate and plug into their selves, that I will be financially rewarded. I'll be taken care of and be able to do all the things I want for all the children that I'm not taking care of.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I know based on my past that I've helped people learn this in the way that I knew how to explain it at the time. And right away, those people went, well, this is such a great concept. I think I'll start my own company. This is such a great concept. This compounding, this having a large group of people that pay for a paid subscription. I'm going to do my own. And when you see someone start their own affiliate or network marketing company, and I never looked at this before. You guys will find this very eye-opening, I hope. Is I just did not understand why people didn't want to make $1 million a year. So if you keep going from affiliate program to affiliate program to affiliate program to affiliate program, and that gives you imagination and makes you enough money where you don't have to work for somebody telling you what you do, that's who they are in their process. My goal isn't to find people like Coach Bob or Chris Record and make them understand that the way to get to their imagination is to do what I'm doing. Isn't that great? You know, so Coach Bob reached out to me and he's going, hey, this Chris Record guy that brought me in years ago steps back in, brings in 104 people, does 40,000 in volume, and then disappears. And he didn't even send me an email.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the scorpion, isn't it? It's like, why did you
Yes, it
buy me?
is.
Because I'm a scorpion.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you, man.
Isn't that crazy,
I
Robert?
love you, John. Would you
Love
go
you
ahead,
too,
Bob?
Oh, that's crazy. Hey, why, how people do that to other people in life, but
We don't
Journeys.
understand. We don't understand because we're not connected into their modem.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, you know, to think that Jim Rohn consistently said that to me, and I can't tell you guys how many times it pissed me off. It pissed me off until I had the tipping point. And he even said it to me. I remember showing up and he goes, wow. I go, what? He goes, you came up to me with a smile on your face. You're jacked out of your mind. And you're excited about your future. And I went, why wouldn't I be? That's not the Robert I first met.
Hey, my future has changed since that grandbaby has come along now. There are just, whole nother things that are starting to come in my mind
Boy,
now.
that
Like,
video at the beginning of this, man, because I've watched it 4 times now, messes me up every time. But in the last frames where she's sitting there and they're watching the Western movie, because that's the way they connect with Grandpa.
yes.
And mom and the new husband, right? And if you notice, the little girl is wearing the pink cowboy hat that she was wearing with Grandpa when he was alive.
Mhm.
And so now we got the one generation removed, and the grandchild always knew. The mother expected more. She wanted her dad to be a certain way.
Mhm.
And that's why there's this magic that I believe with grandkids, because we finally get to the point where we just want them to be them.
Yes.
And the parents are going, quit giving them candy. You can't let them stay up late. They can't watch that. And it's like, I only want a limited time with them, watching video games. And so Dad, yeah. Can you watch her? Oh, yes, I can. Please, please. No video game. And it's like they come home early. There's grandpa or grandma playing like Shirley, with 1 million views, playing video games with the grandkids, because grandparents get to treat the grandkids like they wish that they treated their children.
Yeah. Yeah. I gave baby Elle a little xylophone because she likes to bang on things. You know that's going to drive my son crazy. When he first saw it, he's like, "Oh, that's not coming home with us."
Hey, we start imagining things to do to actually say, hey, I'm gonna let you figure out exactly the way you were when you were young. And when we watched that clip from that guy, the little girl when she was young, playing the xylophone, playing, the guitar in front of the television, and
Mhm.
dad just turns it up louder, so I don't know if you guys can experience this part, but why do animals know when you need to focus?
Hmm.
The same reason little kids know. It's like, wow, they wasn't talking that enthusiastically when I was in the room. They're giving whoever is on the Zoom or the phone call a lot of focused attention.
Hmm.
That's what I love. Come in, sit on your lap watching the Zoom. Who are you giving all this love to?
It's funny you should say that. Whenever I call my son on Facebook and she's there, the first thing she does, she comes and goes and puts her big old little head right in right in the camera.
Yeah.
She's trying to see who's on the other end.
I love the clips of the animals and children when mommy or daddy is in their exercise mode
Yeah.
and the toddler's crawling and they're going, wow, you sure pay a lot of attention to that phone. Let me crawl over and get in front of it.
Yeah. Yes,
I don't know
indeed.
if you guys seen this recently. It was pretty funny, but it was the guy proposing to his girlfriend, but they already had a child. And so he sets the camera up. He's got everything doing. She's looking at something. And then all of a sudden he taps on her shoulder. And as soon as she turns around, nothing but a head in front of the camera. It's like, I'm going to videotape me and I want to get my wife's surprise look when I propose to her. No, you got something that was already part of love.
Right. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I kept you guys too long, John. Thank you so.
Thank you. Yeah, this is awesome, man. This is really, really awesome. Yeah.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
if the new Imaginators that come into this group watch this video first, it's going to be a fast sorting tool. That's for sure.
Sure. All righty.
I love you guys.
Love
Greg,
you.
back to you.
What a great way to start our Imaginator family. How many of you agree? Raise your hand. Yeah.
Thank you
I don't
guys
have
for
much else to
comment.
say. What, Robert?
Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the patience. Thank you for all the understanding. And I just want to watch each and every one of you engage this Imaginator skill and let's all change the world together.
Cannot.
Sorry, Greg.
You got me. You got me. You cannot. Yeah, you got me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, bless you. Thank you so very much for imaginating with all of us. If you want to save the chat, there's information in the chat. There's some links and things like that. If you're watching on Zoom, click the three dots associated with the meeting chat and then click on Save Chat. It will download to your computer. Otherwise, it will also be on the YouTube, the YouTube video in the description below. And welcome to Imagination.
It feels good, doesn't it?
It does. It certainly does.
It does. It does. It does. Thank you
And
guys.
thank you.
So much. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. And thank you to the people who participated today: Bill Shoemaker, Lisa Marie Cook, Kelly Davis, John Tier, Coach Bob. Big shout out, Matt Hollis. Bless you, my friend, Matt. Love you. Thank you.
Thank you
so
guys
very
so
much.
much.
Couldn't do this without you, our backbone, our executive producer. And until next time, let's imaginate together.
Yes. Love you guys. Good night.
Thank you guys. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Craig. Thank you,
Thank you,
John.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Love you all.
Have a good day.
Thank you,
So
guys.
much.
Michelle. Thank
Love you. Thank you. Great.
Love you, Dad.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Hola. Hola from Sweden.
Hello, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everyone.
Eric, thank you so much for your comments, man.
You're welcome.
I love you, brother.
Love you too.
See you, Doctor. See you, Michael. Melody. Love you, love you, love you, Daniel.
Love you guys.
Michael.
Have a great Sunday.
Bye, Melanie.
Hope I didn't miss anybody.